sex, for sure.
Mm.
Yes.
Stop it.
And on that note, welcome to your Drive Home podcast. I'm your Drive Home podcast host, Ryan.
I'm your co-host, Tim.
Yeah.
We've got the lovely Kelly in the studio with us again today.
Hey.
Thanks for coming out, babe. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I got nothing better to do.
We were able to find
on a Friday night.
Yeah, we were able to find a sitter last minute. Thanks, Nana.
That's awesome,
that.
man.
But yeah, we do have to go pick him. I told him, I'm like, dude, I know you don't want to stay the night here, but if you fall asleep, I'm still coming to get you. Yeah, we got to pick him up tonight. So, but yeah, man. I mean, there's really no time limit. So I mean, I know where this is a later podcast, and we usually like to
do it a little earlier than this.
Yeah, which is fine.
And I just had a whole shitstorm brewing down here, man. Oh my God.
Let me tell you.
Recording last week so I only have 16 channels on this thing. And I wasn't thinking. I was like, oh yeah, I'll do a live recording with everyone. I'll mic the guitar. I'll mic the bass. I ran out of channels so fast.
Oh my gosh.
So fast.
Wait, don't some of those channels double up though?
Yeah, so there's not 16. It's only 1 through 8.
Yep.
And then I actually have my board right here. 1 through 8, and then the rest are stereo paired, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So really it's only, was that 12?
Something like that.
8? No. Yeah.
You got 8, and then 12. You got 4 more that are doubled up. So yeah,
12 channels altogether.
Channels,
So what I was doing, so I used my drum pad. I know I talk about this all the time. I don't know why. But I finally used the snare trigger.
Oh, yeah.
And I used it when we recorded, and it sounds great. I wish I could play it on here, but I don't want to, because the song is not even close to being done. But I'll play it on a break or something. But it sounds cool, man. I had a lot of fun. I'm pretty proud of myself. The fact that I was able to pull that off all by myself. And pretty much, I mean, engineer it, mix it.
What you got?
Oh, no, man. Crack it in the mic.
No,
man.
I heard
Come
it.
on.
Was like
But I forgot to turn that camera on over there. Hold on.
Oh,
yes,
no.
please. I want everybody to see me. It's a good thing I shaved. Well, dude, I mean, I got it on my list. We kind of put like a small list of topics for tonight, and
let's see. I got you guys sitting there on the couch there. Whatever.
You got that wide lens
for whatever that's worth.
Stop.
Is it? You got it on
And this thing is so.
the time lapsed, or is it just recording?
It's just recording video.
So like, what if you run out of video? What if you run out of video space?
Oh, I got like 2 terabytes in my.
On your phone?
On my cloud. It's
Oh, in your
huge.
cloud. Oh, so
Yeah.
you're recording to cloud.
I
Oh,
pay
okay.
like,
All right. Well,
I pay
then,
like
never mind.
$39 a year.
Never
for
mind.
2 terabytes
Of data on my the iCloud,
Yeah, whatever.
all that malarkey. So we got some cameras down here. Whatever, man. I don't think we're close to live yet, but I want to at least. I got an email from this company that actually does all this stuff, and they were like, "Hey, try going back to video," because I did like one episode over Zoom video. It's like, try going back to video. I meant you went back to audio, and I'm like,
I meant to go back to watch that because I wanted to see what that would look like or feel like through Spotify. I've never,
dude, it looks cool.
Seen video. I mean, the closest I think to seen video on Spotify is whenever you watch an artist that they have a music video or something. It'll just loop. It'll loop like part of the music video to that song that you're listening to.
Right.
But you don't actually see a video.
Right.
Like it's not really.
Well, you
video.
do.
It's not really a video platform, though, is it? I mean, it's all.
It is. It amazingly enough. That's how I started watching Joe Rogan and stuff. It's all on there. I love it. It's weird because it just pops up as a video. You close your phone, it still keeps playing the audio.
Yeah.
When you open your phone, it does have like a second to load, but it resumes. It's pretty amazing, man.
I'm gonna have to check it out because I have not seen any video playback.
It's just
Spotify
such a
ever.
pain in the ass getting it all together.
Yeah.
And getting. You were telling me there's like an app that'll actually line it up with the audio. Or something?
Well,
that is so hard to do. So
my son sent me a TikTok about AI. He was when he was still in school. The one class he was taking, and there was a video that he said like there's this with the AI. There's an app that's out right now for like YouTubers and content creators and stuff to where like when you're doing video, the hardest part of editing is making the video and the audio match up, especially in like a situation like this where like you know, you're experimenting with these 3 cameras, you know.
Yeah.
So like when you go to edit, dude, you're gonna
I already know.
I
already know.
cannot
It's
wait
gonna
to
be 3
hear.
different video files.
Yeah, but you're gonna be like switching back and forth between the 2 videos.
I
like,
know,
you know what I
I know.
mean?
Just
Like,
to see who's
or 3.
talking.
I know.
Sure.
And there's gonna be moments where I just black it out, and I already have a logo kind of thing. You're listening to your drive home that
Sure.
Josh made for me.
Yeah.
So it looks cool. It's on that episode. There's moments where I had to shadow ban things.
Your most recent one?
The one I did with Chris a long time ago. That was
oh.
the one episode that's video. But anyways, yeah, man. One of these days, I would love to do. I think I was telling you about that show, Another Dumb Show.
Yeah,
Sean
you did.
Street. Actually, I think he lives right here in Parma, not too far from here. But anyways, he brought it back this summer, and it's just him. It's just him and a computer and his friend on Zoom. And he has
from Rover?
Yeah, he has his own show, and he has a background green screen with his a little moving background. It looks awesome, and that's what I want. That's what I want to achieve, something like that.
Well, what's nice about that is you can, if you're doing like video, like if we're watching something, like we're like, hey, this content, like we're wanting to do
And you can bring it right up
a
on
hot
there.
take. It's just your background now,
Right.
So like
Right.
you and your scene
move
is
out
not
of the way and-
well, not even you
Like
don't even
you're
have to. It could just be your head in the corner of the screen, you know.
Well, okay. So there's this it's like Zoom. It's called WebEx Meet. My work uses it. WebEx Meet. Weird.
WebMX.
Is that what it is?
It's web. I use it too.
Okay.
We have like 5 different
But
platforms.
dude,
we use
it's
at work.
it's
It's
better than
WebMX.
it's better than Zoom because it has
It is in some
you can share media in real time right there.
some ways it is. I have my own hiccups with that too.
Yeah, it is a little slow, a little wonky, but
On my phone it is anyways. I have issues, but on the computer it's not bad. But yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I use it for work.
Yeah.
I got these weekly meetings I'm on, and we use WebMX. But I think you have to pay for that though.
just like Zoom though. If you want to use full Zoom to go more than
Yeah.
40 minutes, you got to pay for that.
So like for my Zoom, we have a deal with the district for Office 365 and everything. So like it comes with our Microsoft licensing
Okay.
for the district.
Yeah.
They probably do pay a little bit more for whatever like a professional Zoom Pro or something,
yeah.
but it's all part of our like user ID and stuff, like our sign in, our login, you know, our actual
Yeah.
computer login and stuff, which is probably the same for you too with your work.
I don't pay
Because
for
you guys,
anything.
no, we don't. But
Yeah, it comes
the
with
clinic
the computer.
does, the district does, and I'm sure if you guys, so you guys don't even use Zoom at work, then, do you? Right? You said you just use WebMX.
Yeah.
Well, we use for our virtual meetings through the clinic, or not meetings, but doctor's appointments.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have Zoom on your phone, and they
Yeah.
use Zoom. But when we have our meetings at work, we use Teams.
Teams.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the other
sorry.
one.
I kept saying Zoom. I was thinking Teams.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is Teams.
Teams,
Teams is the Microsoft thing. Zoom is the Facebook one, isn't it? Owned by Facebook.
Yeah, it is Facebook. Yes.
Yeah. And you're right. I think they changed the name. It's WebEx Meet.
Yeah.
WebEx.
Because I just
Meet.
used
Yeah,
it to do an
it's not
episode
WebMX.
with a friend of
Yeah.
mine.
Yep.
It ran smoother than Zoom, and I just
You know why though?
downloaded it. And I
It's
was like,
because it's powered by Cisco.
what does that mean?
Cisco is like the industry standard basically
Mm.
for like networking,
Okay.
and so like it's their platform for like video calls and like what they call I should know this and I don't. Like the acronym, it's VoIP, voice over IP.
Okay.
So like, have you ever like signed up for like Cox Cable or something, and then like you could also get a landline for free if you get their bundle.
Yeah, I've never done that though.
So,
I
like-
never fall for that shit.
Right. So, but
Well, who
but,
has a landline anymore?
Well, here's
Right.
the-
Yeah.
but
But I
here-
know what you mean. Though.
But here's the thing, though. It's really not a traditional landline. It's actually VoIP.
Mm.
It's voice over IP. So what it is your phone is connecting to your router, and your router is going through the cable, just like your internet,
wow.
just like your TV. It's using the internet. So your
That's
phone is
crazy.
connected to the internet, not an actual like AT&T landline that's like a
Yeah.
separate cable coming from the street to your
Right.
house. It's you're using.
It's
you know,
different.
Yeah. Well, you're using internet is what
Yeah,
it is. So
basically, yeah.
Your phone now has its own IP address. It's got its own.
That's wild,
It's
man.
its own node or something. It's
just
own,
like
you know.
that watch I have. Well, it's actually not like that at all. But that watch that the Apple Watch I got recently has its own phone number.
Because
so
you
weird.
got cellular data on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, in order for it to get cellular data, I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying that word.
Cellular.
Cellular
I've never been
data.
able to say that word.
Cellular data. So if you're getting data, it needs its own phone number. I had the same thing with my iPad when I was paying for an
Yeah,
iPad.
I remember the iPad.
If you want data,
Yeah.
if you want like where you could, get 4G, 5G data or something on it, it needs its own phone number. I don't really know much about. Maybe it's the same
so
thing.
weird because I thought that they could just use my phone number, and if I didn't have, if you don't have your phone,
I think it's
the only way you can get a phone call.
I think it's because
So stupid.
so
You got to give that number out, otherwise no one's gonna know.
Yeah.
So the iPhone, you don't have to get one with data. You can get one where there's not data. Like even like I have this like my Fitbit watch.
Yeah.
It doesn't have data. It just pairs Bluetooth with my phone, and I don't really get internet on it. It just syncs my steps and heart rate and stuff with my phone. But whatever.
It'll tell you if you get a message who
Yeah.
it's from, but you can't read it.
No, I can read my messages.
I
could
couldn't.
read my text
Really?
messages. I can
On
go
your
back
Fitbit?
right here. Look, Fifth Third Bank.
That's cool.
Kelly, yeah, in the fridge. Nana Pepple, active call.
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Have you moved the mouse?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I can clear I can clear my message. I can answer my phone, but I can't talk to my phone. Anyways, going back to the iPhone. So I think it's because for the cell phone company to like charge you for your data usage, you need a separate line. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I get it.
Like I have 3 phones on my cell phone plan. If I was to add like an Apple Watch and I wanted cellular data on it, like I got one of the ones with I would have to add another line to it because it's another form of data. Like it's not counting the data on my phone; it's using the data on my watch.
So Timmy has an Apple Watch that's not
It is not
linked to yours.
No, he does not have cellular data though. He doesn't have he doesn't have a data watch. I gotta
Interesting.
move that. I gotta get some airflow around my head. My head's sweating.
Yeah, it's hot, man. Sorry, I'm kind of anti air conditioning.
I noticed.
It's
you
weird.
talked about this.
I get so sick when I'm like, if I sleep in an air conditioned room, I will
Really?
wake up
Stuffy.
literally not even stuffy,
Dude.
full blown cold. Full blown cold for days.
I've been.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Listen,
people go, what?
I've been in a hotel room
Right.
with him.
and I'm freezing.
I've been in a hotel room with him a few times.
And
in
he
our
has
lives.
it cranked, and I'm shivering. Under
Let me
the
tell
covers.
you.
Are you serious?
Let me tell you.
I know.
I got this. Listen, me and my brother and my son. We went to Pigeon Forge one year. We got down there like a day early than everybody else, and we ended up going out to eat. We ended up walking to this Mexican restaurant, and me and my brother we drank. We didn't eat anything all day, and we ended up drinking these like beeritas. And I got way too drunk, way too fast. It was not my intention. Like, good thing we walked. I mean, it was just like next door to where we were staying, and
Yikes.
and like I got back to the room, and I'm like, dude, why is this air conditioning not set to go? And they're like, what are you talking about? He's like, you got to turn the air all the way down to go. And you got to turn it down to 60. So it look like the 60 looks like go. It's like 6. Oh, it's like you got to turn it down
like
to
one of the
go.
cells was burnt out or something.
Dude, I was like, you got to turn it to go before we can go. You can't leave the hotel room until the air is on go. Once it's on go, then you can go. And it's a nice green 60. It looks like a nice green go right on the air conditioning right by the door to let you
That's
know that you
good.
can go. Oh man, that was a good time. And
That's a good
then
one.
my son actually recorded me where I was talking like they were like my brother. I think my brother was like, "Why are you so drunk?" I'm like, "Dude, I didn't eat anything all day." He was like, "Why didn't you?" I was like, "We had those pancakes this morning, and they held me over
Those
till
are filming, man.
I was like, dude, they're sticky. They're sticky.
They're sticking.
They're sticky. They're so sticky." And he's like,
Sticking
"Why
to
do I
your
sound like
ribs."
Barney right now?" I was like, They're sticky. They're so sticky.
Hey,
Dude, oh man, we still make fun of me about that. Yeah, it's good times. Yeah, you probably know the one about like just toast come with that. Do you remember that? Were you there that night when that happened?
No.
We went to Denny's after Nice Place the one night, and I ordered a meatball sub. I ordered a meatball sub, and I was like, "Hey, does toast come with that?"
Hey, does that come with,
with
toast?
a meatball. Ugh,
Yeah, with the meatball
so much
sub.
bread.
Does that come with toast? He's like, he like looked at me, and everybody at the table's like, "What?" He's like, do you want it to come? It can. I can order you some toast. You want some toast? It's like, wait, what did I order again? Oh, the meatball. No, I'm good. And then, dude,
man.
to this day, even my kids, they still like Timmy wasn't even born at that time. Oh, maybe yeah, he was. Anyways, but he wasn't there. And he knows about it. These are people in my extended network of friends and family that weren't even. I didn't even know them at the time, and they know the freaking joke, dude. It's like, hey, does that come with toast? Does toast come with that?
I say it to him. I wasn't there.
I didn't even know her. It was years ago.
That's funny.
I just get the biggest eye roll. It's like, you weren't even there.
That's funny. We used to go to Denny's. I remember you always getting the breakfast though. Every time we would go, we'd always get with the loaded potatoes with the gravy, and then I didn't even know about that until he got me. We went to Denny's one night. Actually, no, it wasn't one night. It was. I remember exactly when it was. It was after youth camp, and we were heading back from youth camp.
Oh, yeah.
And we were starving because like all week we're eating like grains and little things of
continental breakfast
for a week.
Plain oatmeal and
Yeah, it was just not.
Dude, it was oat bars, but this was before they got good.
It was bad.
This was like when they first came out with those like little oat bar, those like little cereal bars.
Oh,
or
they were
something.
bad. Well, they fed us 3 meals a day, but it was always like milk and like nothing good. Just nothing good. Like maybe a little dollop of spaghetti and a meatball.
it comes in an ice cream scooper.
Right. And it's so hot. But anyways,
please.
We
Can I
needed
have some more, please.
But anyways, before I completely forget why I even said all this, we were heading back, and we were starving. We wanted some real food, and you got the loaded potatoes. I was like, "What is that?"
Smothered and covered.
Just covered. Yeah,
That's what
is
it's
that
called. Smothered and covered.
And I got it too. It was good.
Well, is Denny's real food? No, I'm just messing with you.
Oh yeah, it is. I haven't eaten there in forever, but dude, that was when I was in high school. Even like right after high school, and I still worked at Arby's.
It was open all night
with Sean and our buddy John, because we all worked at the same Arby's, and there was a Denny's right across the street next to where the Taco Bell is, right there in Parma. And it's no longer there. It got shut down. It's a bank now, but nonetheless, dude, we'd go there every night. So we'd be there like 2-3 o'clock in the morning because Arby's used to close at like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'd close, and then we'd go over there and we'd stay there till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And dude, we figured out the menu. The moons over my hammy with the smothered and covered.
Yeah,
I don't get that anymore now. I get the Grand Sandwich because it's just as good as the moons over my hammy, but it's got the sausage on it instead of the ham.
And it's got the toast.
What's made with toast? But you get toast with it, though.
You get toast on the side.
You actually get toast on the side on top of a sandwich. See, I'm not crazy. Sandwich, you get toast with the moons over my hammy. Why don't you get toast with a meatball sub?
This reminds me of a Tim and Eric skit back in the day. If you remember that show, they were making fun
about it, but I never watched it.
They were making fun of Panera Bread, and it was like him and this girl. They're at it. But basically, it's like that show. I think you should leave with Tim Robbins. Yeah, you know that show. Just skit comedy type of thing. Anyways, he's at the dinner table with this girl, and they're eating, and he takes a bite, and they're making fun of Panera Bread. His fork was made of bread. Like everything was bread.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just like
my straw's made out of bread.
Everything was bread. Yeah, it was exactly. It was hilarious. And like, oh, it's bread. Can you imagine that?
When I was a kid, there used to be this Italian restaurant. I'm gonna have to ask my grandparents or maybe even Sean about this. There was this restaurant that was over there by Midtown. I cannot remember the name of it. It was an Italian restaurant. We used to go there, and the straws were like super long rigatoni noodles. Like, because like a rigatoni noodle is like hollow. It's like it's almost like a milkshake straw. Like it was super thick, but you could eat the straw. Like, and I remember going there one time and Sean's like, "Oh, you could eat these," and he's just, I'm like, "That's a uncooked noodle. Why are you eating that?"
Ow. Yeah,
but it was good though. Like it was like, oh man.
I feel like I
would love to go to a place like that, man.
I feel feel like I did that at one point in my life. I don't know.
Well, speaking of even the straws made out of bread,
Mm-hmm.
do you ever go to Starbucks?
Yeah, here. Yeah, they don't even give you straws anymore.
Paper straws.
They used to put out paper straws, then they went back to plastic.
Yeah.
10 minutes into your drink, it's
Yeah.
melted into your drink. I mean, you can't even suck out of the straw.
Wait.
I just watched a TikTok.
Oh, because
with
it's a
Trump.
paper straw now.
Yeah. Well, they went back to plastic.
They did.
I
I,
don't.
was gonna say I went there the other day. It was plastic.
I just watched it. I literally just watched a TikTok of Trump. It was a TikTok or a YouTube short. Somebody like talking about how funny Trump is.
Yeah.
Like he's a comedian. And like it was nothing like pro Trump. It was just, and he was sitting there talking like bashing about like paper straws. He's like, oh, well, what about the lids? Well, what about the cups? What about the silverware? What about the forks? What about the knives? You're gonna kind of cut my pancakes with a paper fork and a paper knife? He's like, are you gonna clean all that up too? Are you like, what are you gonna do about all that? Like, you still got all that trash going on. It's like, just like you're just gonna change the straws? Like that's gonna make a big difference? Like, give me my plastic straws back.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was like that makes a good point. Actually, I don't know.
It was all because of sea turtle. There was a video that went viral.
Yeah.
Of a sea turtle with it in its nose. And
Yeah.
It's like, it's
And
making
it's
this
terrible.
noise.
Listen, it's
it is a terrible
terrible.
video, but
It is terrible.
That was so compelling that it sparked all through America, at least America,
Dude.
Because I went to other states and that was a thing.
I
it was-
told you this on the last one when I was talking about vaping. If they can get one person to die from something,
Yeah.
then they can make a whole platform on how evil and terrible it is.
Right.
No matter what that person's medical history was or what they
Yep.
were actually doing when they
Yep.
were vaping, like, you know, what are
But-
you vaping? Well, we're vaping meth. Well, it's still vaping, so it's not good. You're gonna die.
Yeah,
It's,
and-
it's like it's evil. But
And when it's an animal, it's definitely like even worse. Like,
Oh, it's worse,
People,
yeah.
people. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick.
sure.
Well, it just takes one person.
Just one.
Everything just takes one person. They get offended. They
Well,
have an opinion.
I tell you what, there won't be any more. No, I think we're
I'm
good. There won't be any pressurized capsules going to go visit the Titanic anytime soon. I'll tell you that.
What is that?
Well, you know about the whole Titanic thing, right?
Yeah, dude, you're not gonna. This is how unbelievably busy I've been. I haven't even.
Dude,
I've
that's
seen all the
fine.
memes.
We could talk
and I don't
about it.
understand it.
Yeah, I didn't
mean,
see
I
the
get it.
memes.
I get
My
it now.
son had to turn me onto the memes.
It's
so-
only been around for
A couple days.
the past
A
4 or
couple-
5 days.
Yeah,
But you
what,
know
a
how
week
the
or so.
internet is.
So do you know about it? Do you want? I'll give you like a crash course. On
I know
what
enough.
happened.
I know
Okay.
enough that these guys died.
So they're
5
not the first
people.
ones to dive down there either. Like
Are you
James
serious?
like James Cameron has been lower than that.
And this
I bet he is.
this company that sent this tube or whatever you want to call it down there has done it before. It just so happens that this one,
Didn't make it.
yeah, I
It-
want to
it
tell you
imploded.
what happened to it, but Tim's
Tell
going to
me.
give you the quick rundown.
So I don't know all that you actually read.
I read the timeline
Yeah,
of what
so
happened
you might actually
days,
more
times.
details than I do. I don't want to like spread disinformation or misinformation because I'm just going by what I know. But from what I understand, this guy took a lot of shortcuts. He used the carbon fiber hull and titanium. He actually bragged about how he like cut corners and stuff to make this thing work, and apparently it did work for the time being. But what's the sad part is that you had like 5 billionaires that paid $250,000 a piece to go down to the bottom of the ocean to go see the wreckage of the Titanic. One of them was this billionaire's son who didn't even want to go.
I think
And
he was 19.
Yeah, he was like 19, and his
And he was the
dad
one at
talked
the-
him into going.
At the Blink 182 concert, I saw about.
Maybe I don't know about that, but yeah,
I
maybe.
too. I'll bring it up later. Keep going.
And so I don't know the details. They might have better details out now than what I've read. But apparently they lost contact with this thing, dude. They showed the controller that they were using. This is what blows my mind: is that the controller that they were using to control this thing was a $30 Logitech like aftermarket PlayStation controller.
It was like an Xbox one, right?
It was literally a
Yeah.
PlayStation controller, dude. And it,
Wow.
Here, I'll show you real quick. Right here, my son sent me this. It says,
Are you
"Meet the controller with a KD of 5." KD is like a kill death ratio. So like if you're playing like Call of Duty,
Yeah.
and like your KD is like, I don't know, you got 10 kills and you died 5 times.
Yeah.
So then like your KD is like 50%. Like you kill people. You like in the game.
Yeah.
You were saying you word kill. You unalive people twice as much as you do, then you die. But yeah, dude, this is the controller. This is it.
I've seen memes of the controller, didn't understand it. Now I do. I mean, isn't it funny how I know all this stupid, superficial stuff, but you know the actual facts? Like
I don't know. I don't. She might know more facts than I do. I don't even know all the facts.
You know more than I've read, more than I've heard or read. I didn't know that this guy was cutting corners. And doing
well, there was a meme
crap.
of that. I seen a video. The guy they clipped the video. It was an interview that he had, and he actually was like he was saying what he used. He's like he quoted some governor or general or something or a president or something saying something like people don't remember you when you follow the rules. They only remember if you break the rules. I'm probably misquoting that.
But Kobe Bryant?
No, it was like
well, they're going to remember
like Winston
him
Churchill
now.
or something. I don't know. Or
I mean,
something
happened with that too. I think that there's stuff with that whole Kobe Bryant thing that, not to get off track, but when he died, that they were saying that pilot was like, there was a bunch of stuff with him too. And he took off when he shouldn't have, and just did things. I
think it happens more with celebrities.
For sure.
You're not going to hear...
And billionaires.
Well, you hear about it more with celebrities. It probably happens more than you think.
Right.
Sure, yeah.
But it's more publicized.
I can't believe how many NASCAR drivers have died in helicopter crashes and airplane crashes, dude. Like, it's crazy. Like, my grandfather talks about, like, some of the legends of NASCAR.
Jr.?
Well, no, neither one of those have died. But Dale Earnhardt died, but not from that was from racing. That was just because he didn't follow the rules and he didn't want to wear a seatbelt.
Yeesh. I remember that happened.
More or less. But no, there's some like NASCAR legends that have died on their way to the race or on their way leaving the race from helicopter crashes. Like they're like.
I think what it is they're pushy and they say, "Hey, go!
Maybe.
I gotta get there," and they're like, "Okay,
possibly.
You're freaking Kobe Bryant, so whatever
Sure.
you say goes." But anyways, not to get off that, sorry, but
yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, I was talking to my dad about it a little bit. He said he was watching, so he was catching up on YouTube, catching up some of the things. I seen this really interesting clip. It was a digital recreation of it, so I don't think it was as accurate as they made it look. But like they took like a cartoon figure of the submarine, and they said this is what happens when a vessel implodes under so much pressure.
Yeah.
And they gave all these stats, and they say that the air inside at so many feet below the ocean, that the air inside, once it implodes, the air inside superheats to like the surface of the sun.
Ooh.
And both ends of the capsule like smack together in under a second, like 30 milliseconds is what they said.
Wow.
It had said that none of the people on board knew. None of them felt anything. It happened in a millisecond.
For sure.
It happened so fast.
Okay, so this wasn't. I've been thinking that they were just slowly gasping for air.
That's what they thought, because they were looking for it and they lost contact with it.
Yeah.
But they did find the wreckage. They found pieces of it, and it's all over. And so they determined it did implode. It did collapse. God. So
that's better than dying
slowly.
Dude,
yeah.
I was watching a movie, actually. It was like a foreign movie about this, and it was. I don't know if you've seen it. I can't remember what it was or what it was about or anything, but I remember it was like a crew. It was a weird movie.
Sub movie.
It was
like SR-31 or something or whatever it was. It was some.
Was that like a spoof or something?
No, there was one. It was like it had.
All I remember
is a black actor in it. And he was really good. Morgan Freeman or something was in it.
I saw a movie. All I remember from it was I was in and out with it, but they were basically like the captain was like an older guy and the youngest guy on the ship, or whatever you call a submarine. I think he survived, but they like the oldest guy died first, and like just blood was coming out of his ears and stuff. It was crazy because they were going so low and they couldn't get back. I forget a lot of the movie, but I just remember that, and I was thinking of that with this whole thing. Man, that's gotta be a way to go, man.
There was some movie I seen, and I cannot remember what it was. I feel like you, they had a string tied from one end of the sub to the other, and they were being really super quiet because they were like in stealth mode. And when you're under the water, sound travels a lot faster. Like they use sound to locate and to see. Like that's how they see is with sonar, with echolocation and
Right.
sound. Like
Which is weird.
just sending a ping, and then when it bounces back, it can create. That's how ultrasounds work. That's how they can see.
It's how whales communicate.
Yeah, dolphins and whales. Yeah, exactly. But the guy, like I remember the one guy on the boat. He was like some of the lower class seamen were like freaking out, and the one guy he was like, so he was like
Sorry,
I know, I threw it in there, I knew. And anyways, the one captain or something or whatever he was like telling him like, if this line breaks, you got about 30 seconds or something like
this
that.
Might
like,
be the same movie.
It might be.
This sounds familiar.
It's like if this string breaks, we're done. Like you got like so many seconds to get up to the top.
The only movie I know that I enjoyed that had to do with a submarine, and I don't know if either of you are going to know this, but U-571.
Yeah.
That's the one I was trying to say. I said SR-71.
And that's what I thought.
But that's not the movie. I don't think I've actually seen that one.
Me
I've
neither,
seen
and
it.
it was huge back then.
It was.
I watched it with my dad.
For
It
the
looked boring.
older generation.
I was a kid, and it looked boring.
Yep.
That's why I didn't watch it.
It was
the older generation.
it was good. I
think
liked
it. Rob Schneider was in that, but it was like when he was first becoming an actor. He wasn't really a comedic actor.
Rob
yet.
Schneider?
Yeah, Rob Schneider from like Deuce Bigelow and stuff.
Yeah.
He played like a crewman on the movie.
I thought Rob Schneider was in like Down Periscope with Frasier.
That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry. That was a comedy then. Yeah,
It was.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was wondering why he was in
Maybe
that
that's
movie.
the movie I'm thinking of too.
That's probably what
It sounds like it.
thinking.
Probably. We'll find out later.
There are how many submarine movies are there? My goodness.
I don't know.
Too
I
many.
don't know.
I'm trying to
if you
think
can
of another one I've seen.
count that many, quote that
what,
many.
What is I don't know why this came to my mind, but what is the Hunt for Red October?
That's another one with Sean Connery.
Is that a submarine?
It is.
That was about a lost submarine.
It
It was
is.
about
Okay.
basically what happened just now.
Yeah.
We could wait till they make a movie about this, man. You know,
Oh,
they're
man.
gonna make Titanic
sure.
Part 2. It's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
about this.
It's going to be on Lifetime. They'll make it into a romance.
So,
Well, that
yeah,
was
somehow
that was one of the memes I seen where it was like
I saw that.
it was like the Titanic, the ghost of the Titanic came back to claim 5 more lives.
Dude, I'm sorry.
The Titanic is 111 years old, and it took 5 more lives.
Dude, it might be something about that area. Well, it's probably nowhere near where it actually.
No, this had nothing to do with that. This was just
It's that
plain
guy.
stupidity of the
Yeah.
CEO and
That's
his
insane.
crass and his.
What about that joke you just told me? The Titanic.
Oh yeah. I forget. What
I might
said.
have ruined it because I said
Maybe.
joke, but it's
Joke.
still funny.
Yeah.
This is from Joanna Man.
No.
Sorry.
But anyways, I also seen other videos of them taking like pressurized capsules like on land and smashing them. Like they took a capsule from like a train, like a like a can. I don't know. You've always seen them on trains.
The round ones?
Yeah, the big round black ones. You know,
Yeah.
and they like, hold milk or gas or something.
yeah.
But they depressurized it, and then all of a sudden it just went, kunk, like it was just like there was. It was just in. I mean, this was above land, so the
Wow.
pressure there is nowhere near the pressure of being under the water, being like 13 or whatever. I think it's 13,000 feet or something under the water. Like it is. Like there's no light. I
Yeah.
mean, whales don't even go that low. Like I seen another clip where they were showing the depth, like how deep the ocean is and everything,
Yeah.
and like how deep some of the deepest parts of the ocean, and where like some animal lives, and the whales don't even go that low.
Dude,
Those
hear,
are the creepy animals.
Oh, there
like
are
the
creatures
anglers.
down there
Yes.
that we don't even know. There are
Yes.
like prehistoric.
Yes.
They found like a prehistoric shark down there. It
Yeah.
was weird. It looked like a brontosaurus. It had like a big long neck.
They look creepy.
It is weird, man.
They did one. The best one that I seen was it was a sphere, and they depressurized it. They just kept sucking the air out of it, and
Jeez.
they actually put this one under the water,
Okay.
and you can see it, and they had it somehow. They filmed it somehow underwater, and you see the explosion, dude. It was like a bomb, bro.
Wow.
Because the air gets so superheated, it literally explodes. Like it causes an explosion underwater.
Jeez.
And when they brought it back up, the sphere, like the metal, and they showed it. It it looked like a ball, like a basketball was deflated, and it was like touching, like one wall was touching the other wall of it, and you could see the bottom of it where like the steel like sheared and ripped, and this thing was probably 2 inches thick.
Jeez.
I'm like, I'm not joking. It was like it was bad. I was like, dude.
Did you mean implosion or explosion?
It looks like an explosion when you see it,
Right.
but the actual thing is imploding.
Okay.
Like the amount of pressure is causing it to implode.
Yeah.
Because the pressure on the inside is, yeah, yeah. But I mean, fun fact for the Titanic, I just found this out. Oh, whatever you did made my head sound so much better. I heard, yeah.
I gated her mic.
Thank
so next
you.
time you cough, you won't hear it.
Oh,
I
thank
didn't
you.
even think about these. Like little things are just
Yeah,
coming to me.
no,
Anyway,
that
go
whatever you just changed made my head.
Well, hopefully I won't cough.
ahead. Okay.
Hopefully,
Just saying. It was like I was wondering why you could still hear it when you were like doing that. Anyways.
Right.
anyways, I just found this out. They actually had a heated swimming pool. I didn't know they had these.
Yeah,
back
they did
then.
on the Titanic.
They had a heating swimming
one
pool.
of the first ones.
Yeah, a heating swimming pool for the first class passengers on the Titanic.
Yeah.
And this thing's like 111 years old, and there's still water in it.
Nah.
I love telling jokes like that to my
I saw that
grandparents.
joke somewhere. Yeah.
I love telling that joke to my grandparents, or any jokes like that. And they,
You almost had me for a second.
it is
very,
over.
very minute second.
It is over
But you
their head,
agreed.
dude.
I
That
did
was the
agree.
best part.
It is. Yeah.
It just like it goes over their head, like.
Did they
like,
just go? Oh wow.
Yeah, they did. That's exactly what they did.
Sorry, I don't mean
yeah.
fun. I'm just.
And then I said
That's
it
what my
again.
parents would do too.
And then I stopped and I looked at both of them and I was like, it still has water in it. And my papa was like, oh yeah, I wonder if it's still heated too. Yeah, I wonder is it still heated? Is it still heated? I mean, he got it. He was joking
love
back.
it. I
he
love
was
it,
throwing
though.
it back. I'm like, I don't. It's probably a little colder than what it was,
I
but
love
maybe.
it. I love
I
it.
mean, he when he got it, I was
I
like,
like
okay,
that.
okay.
I like that.
Thank
Oh my
you for at
gosh.
least recognizing I was telling a joke. Like, you don't have to laugh at it, but
That's
just
a good
recognize it
one.
was a joke, please.
That is a good one, man. I like that one. Yeah, I saw so many memes, man. I gotta say, like, and I have been so busy. I haven't had a whole lot of time to really just look at the news, and I'm like, I get all my news from Rover. I hate to talk about him all the time. Every episode I bring him up, but
You
I
should
haven't.
just get him on the show already.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Jeez.
But I haven't listened to it all week because I've just had stuff going. I had
Yeah.
a gig on Tuesday, like I was saying. Like, what is wrong with me, dude? Playing a gig on a Tuesday night,
I
on
was
a
gonna
school
add
night.
Tuesday, a school night.
I made 50
Get
bucks,
outta here.
man. I had to
50
take all
bucks. It's not school. It's summertime. It's not a school night.
I'm just. It's what I.
Oh, yeah,
it's,
okay.
it's a school night for me, man.
No, well, see, hang on. If it was during school, it wouldn't matter because you probably got a lot of college students that probably
That's
wouldn't be
true. There were
But then
people
again,
there.
if
There
you're
were-
like down, where were you? Where was
It
it?
was
set?
at the Beachland Tavern.
So even still, there might be some colleges over there, like Case or
It's-
even CSU, like some college students who are in town to go to college. They
It's
might be
mostly
looking for
townies.
something to do. It might actually do better during school.
There were a lot of people there for a Tuesday night. I was
So-
surprised. I felt so old. We were drinking root beer and
Root
like
beer.
making a joke out of it. Like, hey, it's a school night. We can't get too crazy. But it was a fun gig. We opened, and the band they needed a band to play
Who
with.
was
They
the
were
band?
on
Who was the
tour.
headliner?
Some band called jeez.
Was it the Michigan thing
That
you,
was the
a couple
last
weeks
one.
ago, right?
This one was some band called. Oh man, I feel bad because I can't remember right now. But
Oh.
they were like blues rock. They were from Texas. They were cool. Their singer, he was really cool. He had a big. He was like, I think he was half black. I think he had a huge voice, and he told a story halfway through their set.
And they did blues rock.
They did, and he
You know
said
that's
his
the best, dude.
his grandpa used to play with Chuck Berry back in the day.
Oh
Wow.
wow,
So
dude.
he's got it in his blood. Like this kid he was good. I don't mean to call him a kid. Sorry. he's
No,
an
I'm
adult.
picking up.
Like,
Yeah.
he was good, and he was just like had just a huge like Howlin' Wolf. You know who that is? He was just he's a huge like he was way away from the mic just screaming.
Yeah.
It's just on key. Like
We were
so
talking about
good.
that last time. Like I that's something that I've never actually practiced. I sent you a text.
Yeah, I got it.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Came
I
up
just
on
wanted-
my screen here.
Yeah. Well, I just sent it to you because probably it's easier for you to see it. But we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But no, we were just talking about how like that's something that I've never actually practiced. That I probably would. I'd like to spend some time like maybe
finding
take
your
it
voice.
Well, that, but like
I just got done editing it.
I think I've found my voice.
Yeah.
I've kind of picked up a few things over the years, and it depends on like what octave I'm in, if I'm singing higher, if I'm singing low.
Yeah.
If I'm singing low, I'm usually just doing like a bass line because I'm usually singing at church and I'm trying to match the bass line, so it's like the older hymnals, whatever. Try to slide in there, you know, like one of those old. But like if I'm doing like higher pitch stuff, like I actually kind of sound like I'm more emo than anything, which is kind of weird. It probably doesn't really fit too well, but having a male vocalist at church definitely helps, especially when our lead singer is female. Yeah.
It's rare. Most churches is all females. You don't have any male vocalists.
So if it's a part that I can sing, I usually do try to belt it out, but I'm usually kind of busy on the drums.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a more modern song, I'm usually more focused.
So you're singing and drumming.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. And so
but very seldom.
Very seldom in my singing. I'm usually backing up like certain parts of the song.
Gotcha.
If it's an older song, like if it's like Amazing Grace, I'll actually take a couple of verses for myself.
Oh wow.
I actually
you did the last time, and it sounded really good.
That's cool.
We do Amazing Grace, My Chains Are Gone by Chris Tomlin. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Phil Wickham. I don't know.
Oh no, we do that too. We do the Phil Wickham version or something.
This is Amazing Grace.
Yeah. Oh, that song. Yeah, we do that one too. We do that. That one I actually had to spend some time learning how to play drums on that because there's a lot of choke spots on that one. But yeah, so I just sent you
music again. Sorry, I'm just. We played so much music on the last one.
No, so I figured since we're talking music, and we're talking concerts and stuff, I actually just sent you that picture. That is the lineup for this music festival I'm going to with my brother. I told you about the music festival he went to in Columbus at it was called Sonic Youth or Sonic
Temple.
Sonic Temple. Thank you. So this one is actually in Louisville, Kentucky, September 21st through the 24th.
Foo Fighters is all you need to see.
Dude. Foo Fighters, Weezer, Rancid, 311, Coheed and Cambria. That's day one.
Oh, I'm going to day one.
And look, and if you zoom in, all of the white text, those are all the other bands. So like those are all the bands playing on the first day. And that's on Thursday night. And then on Friday night, you got Tool, Godsmack, Limp Bizkit. I'm limping with the Bizkit. Megadeth, Corey Taylor, and then like there's some other ones on here. I don't
like
really
any
know.
of those extra bands. Any of them.
Right. And those are small.
Any of them.
Those are smaller bands, and they're going to be probably located like on other like stages outside the joint. You know, like I'm sure they're going to have like 3 or 4 stages like they did at Sonic Temple. And then Saturday,
Dance Gavin Dance is really good.
Saturday is Avenged Sevenfold, Pantera, Falling in Reverse.
Pierce the Veil, dude.
Yeah, Pierce the Veil. So a lot of these bands are a lot of metal bands that I don't really know.
Memphis Mayfire.
But I've listened to them because my brother knows them very well, and he plays all this stuff in the car when I'm in the car with him.
Yeah.
So like I'm probably gonna know some of these songs and some of these when they get on. But like these
Queens
are just
of
the ones.
Stone Age.
Yeah, and then Sunday is Green Day. I mean, I've never seen Green Day live.
Me neither. That'd be cool.
I'm hoping they play some of their older stuff because that's what I grew up with. Queens of the Stone Age, and then I don't know who Turnstile. I've heard of them, but I don't know who Turnstile is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Freaking Flogging Molly is going to be there.
Mayday Parade.
AWOL Nation. Yeah, Mayday Parade.
Dude, Billy Talent is
Census
good too.
Fail is going to be there.
Census Fail. Yeah, they've changed a lot, but they're so good.
But like, I mean, I don't know a lot of these bands.
The first day is the best with Foo Fighters and Weezer.
Dude,
that's the best.
That
alone, both of those bands.
Yeah.
Alone is worth it.
And my brother, he even told me he's like I think I said this on the last podcast. He's like, oh yeah, dude, Foo Fighters was awesome seeing them live. I'm like, shut up, stop talking to me. And then he comes into town the next weekend for like, I don't know what it was, like it wasn't Mother's Day because it was Mother's Day weekend was when he was down there. Or maybe it was Mother's Day. It was Mother's Day. He came up for Mother's Day weekend, and he's like, he comes home with the Foo Fighters shirt on from their new album. I'm
rubs
like,
it right in your face,
dude. You should have bought 2 of those, one to poop on, one to cover it up with. Like, why did you not get? He's like, you should just take that off. That looks like it doesn't fit you anyways. I think it might be more my size. But he said he got that. He got a couple other shirts that he got his picture taken with. They had a lot of artwork down there at the Sonic Temple Festival.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of, it was cool. Like the one he had, they had their old album artwork, which is kind of weird. I was kind of surprised that
Where's
they
this
had,
festival at?
This one that you're looking at is
That's
in
the
Louisville.
make it or break it.
This one's in Louisville.
So look at this one I sent you. It's a little further. It's in Alabama.
Oh,
But look at the lineup.
MXPX
Is
Berlin,
headlining.
Reliant K. I don't know Hatebreed.
Yeah, they were kind of like
Alco. I've heard of them.
piebald.
Some of these are on that other.
That's what I'm saying. There's some heavy Hopes Fall, Walls of Jericho. That's just the day one.
I'm seeing a lot of these ones are on
Dude. And then that's just day one. And then day two is, I don't even
the
know.
Turnstile. I
Again.
still don't. I don't know who that is. I'm sure I've heard some of their songs, but I don't know.
Head Automatica.
I've heard of them.
Thursday. Seosin.
Enter
And then
Shikara.
we got some like Living
Shikari.
Sacrifice. We got some
X-Toll.
honestly that's the rest that's all I know. And then the next day, Bane, Pennywise. I used to like Pennywise back in the day. They were like a punk band.
Yeah.
Haste Today, they were kind of heavy. Between the Buried and Me. Have you ever heard them? Holy fuck.
I've heard of them. I probably like again. I've listened to a lot of metal between my dude Eric and my brother. Some of it's cool, some of it but after a minute it gives me a headache. I'm just like, okay, I can't listen to this anymore. But there's some songs that they'll turn on for me, and I was like, dude, these are bangers, dude. Like I don't know what this is, I don't know what they're saying, but I'm loving it. Like this sounds sweet, and I'm sure I've heard songs from them, but I don't know. But dude, I'm actually really excited to see Coheed, dude. That whole lineup, bro. Foo Fighters, Weezer, Coheed, Limp Bizkit, Godsmack.
That is good.
I mean, those are like bands from me back in the day. Green Day.
Ew.
Yeah, she doesn't like Green Day. I was listening to I was
Really?
listening to the Nimrod album earlier today. She's like, I don't know why you listen to these guys. I know you like them, but I just don't want to hear them. I was like, I still know every single word, every single one of these songs.
What do you not like
song.
about him? Are they just annoying?
I think his voice. You said
His
I don't-
voice is really annoying.
I don't like his voice. It's there's something about it.
I mean, it's very original punk. I mean, they were
It is.
one
Yeah.
of the first
They're not punk.
punk band to
They're not
become. They were
Alternative.
dude when they first started. They were punk.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
But they're considered the from what I've known, they are like one of the pioneers for alternative music. Because even for a punk band, there was like record labels and stuff like that. They didn't even know what they were doing. Like, what are you doing? What are you playing? It's like cymbals all the way through the song. Like, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, and like I've listened to their
click.
drum parts. I listened to their drum parts, dude, and I don't even know. I could never keep up with that drummer. And there's probably better drummers than him out there too. Like, I'm sure.
Dude, this song.
I'm sure Travis Barker can put him in the water, and El Salvador's Sebadou or whatever his name is that I watch all the time, dude. He's on my YouTube all the time. I can't stop watching.
I watched he did a video about his story, kind of just talking, because honestly, I know you like the guy, not a fan. I think he's a little overrated. I think that I don't like how.
The El Sador.
I don't like the way that his snare sounds. I think it sounds like shit.
You know why?
Because he has a freaking weight on it, and a cowbell. And
You know
all this
why?
crazy
But you know
stuff.
why? It's that video I sent you.
Hmm.
That video I sent you. The reason why he's doing that is because all of those recordings, if you notice, he has no cymbals in the way.
Oh, I know.
And he has no
nothing.
toms.
No floor tom, because that's the
No,
camera.
he's got
is.
one floor time. No, the reason why is if you watch that video I sent you when I was
Yeah.
talking about his snare,
Yeah.
it's some kind of recording device that he has that sits on his kick.
Jeez.
It sits on his kick.
Yeah.
And he has to tune his snare, his hi-hats, his cymbals that he does have, and one floor tom. He can't put other toms, any
He
rack
has one
toms on
cymbal,
because
like,
it
way over
blocks.
here.
Yeah, but he can't put any rack toms on because it blocks the sound from the cymbals. And then he's got a crap ton of moon gels on his cymbals.
Yeah, to keep
and
them
everything
quieter.
else. And his snare. The reason why he's got that weight and the cowbell on there is because the ringing, because the snare is so close to that mic, that the ringing, the sustain on that, it just outweighs everything else. And so he actually explained it in the video.
Yeah.
But the hard thing is that the video, he's Spanish, so he's speaking Spanish because he's like, there's a lot of things I need to say that there's no like English word or I don't know it.
Right.
So it's just easier for me to say it in Spanish, and you just read the subtitles. So like I'm reading the subtitles and I got halfway through and he explained how he set up his snare. The only reason why his setup is like that is because of the way he's recording it. Has nothing to do with how he probably actually plays, but he's probably so used to playing it like that.
That's what it is. It's his what he prefers. When the video I watched, he was talking about how he was like, dude, he was like a genius in school. Like he got really good grades.
He seems like it. And
he was going to do like, I forget if he was going to do like what type of work he was going to do, but he decided he just became obsessed with playing drums. And he's like, and it wasn't like, he would have people be like, hey, you want to be in my band? Like, no, this isn't what I want to do. I don't want to play in a band. I just want to play drums.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, because he's like,
he would be an excellent studio musician,
and he is
also
now.
He would also be an he'd be an excellent studio musician, and he would also be an excellent like a tour.
Yeah,
you know, like a tour for hire. You know, like a band that needs a drummer to go play for them on tour or something. You know,
right. Yeah, he's ridiculously good, but I feel like
he's a one-trick pony.
I don't think so at all.
That's all he does, though.
I don't think so.
That and smoke his joints.
Did you see the one where he was drinking a cup of coffee and he knocked it back on?
He did.
Halfway through, he knocked it back in place.
He knocked it back. I went back and showed.
I think you maybe sent that video.
No, I didn't. Oh. But I seen it just last week. He was watching. He actually broke it. It finally fell off and he broke the handle on it. But before that, it fell off of the cowbell
and he caught it and pushed it back on.
He hit it back on
while
with the
playing.
stick. With the I don't think he realized he did it.
I don't think he did.
I think he did it unintentionally. He just hit it. He was just doing his.
But that's gonna happen, dude. You got a cup of coffee on your snare drum while you're playing. I mean, come on.
Whatever. Dude.
I mean, I don't know. I think the guy. I liked him a lot more after I watched him just talk, and it was a lot of very choppy video because, like you said, he doesn't know English is his second language. So
it is.
He was very. It was very choppy. You could tell because he had to compile it all together. But I liked that he was more about, hey, this is what I want to do. Like he could have been a professor. He could have like done all this other stuff, but he just wants to do what he's passionate about. And not a lot of people do that. Most people go with where the money goes. Hey, what can I do? What's something my family did that I can do? What's a trade that they did that I can do and follow in their footsteps?
That's what I think is so good about YouTube is that like it's a good and a bad thing because I think it's also sending off false messages to a lot of other people.
Oh,
but like you can make money.
You can.
Like he's making money.
Oh, now he is. Yeah,
he's making money on YouTube because he's getting millions of views, dude. He's getting like some of these like old time drummers, some of these other like well known established YouTube drummers and other like famous drummers that are commenting on him and like reacting to his videos like,
oh, I know,
dude, this guy is killing it. Like his chops are just unreal.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm listening to him and like you were saying, he's like a one trick pony. It's not like he's just like taking any song and making it metal.
No, I know.
But
that's all he does play that for the most.
He does. But I also listen, and I think it's because I have been more focused on drumming. Like I think if I didn't play drums and I didn't know, because like I've seen other drummers on YouTube, and like they play this song and they sound good. Like they did something very technical. They probably played something I couldn't play. They probably executed something very awesome, whatever. But it just sounds so clean the way he plays it. And I don't know if it's the way he's recording. I don't know if it's because he's playing on that minimal set.
He's a clean drummer. He's just is a clean.
Very clean.
Some people are really clean when they play, and some people aren't. Some people are more. I'm sure you've seen the videos of like a guy. Oh, there's different types of drummers. There's the Simple Lover. There's the Groove.
He plays all of them at the same, like on one song.
Right. And I think
he goes through all the different ones.
And he mostly focuses on his kick and snare.
Yeah.
That's it. He doesn't have even a floor tom. He has a camera right there. knows the one
He's got
symbol.
1 4 time. That's it.
Yeah,
That's his only time.
and it's like he's focusing the double kick stuff, man. I don't even know how he does it. I can't even do double kick. I'm really not good at it.
I don't have one to practice on.
I have one. I bought one that it's around here somewhere. It's Gibraltar, and I liked it for a day, and I was like, you know what, this is cool, but I can play one metal beat on it, and that's it. And I kept playing the same metal beat, and I'm like, this sucks. Like, and you have to have it set perfectly. There's a certain way to do it. If you have it all like tightened, you can't do it.
My one dude Eric that plays, I mentioned it to him one time. I was like, yeah, I was like, I can't really get into anything with double bass. I can't even play. It's like I don't have one to play. He's like, I thought about getting one just to kind of practice. He's like, you don't need it. He's like, you don't need it. Dude. He's like, trust me. He's like, you don't need it. He's like, it'll make you a better drummer if you don't get a double bass.
I do agree with
because
that.
then you could focus on what you need to focus on, which is more important than learning a double bass.
Right.
What are the applications?
Right. Metal, that's it.
Metal, that's it.
Maybe
There's one church song that we attempted to learn. And it definitely needed double bass.
Really?
Yeah, it was because like I'm like, there's no way I can keep up with this with one. I could if I actually were like, if I was that dude, I could do. I mean, it's just like it's that fast, like at one part of the song.
Yeah.
But then there's other parts like in the chorus, it's like but it's like it's so fast. It's like okay, I could do it, but I keep getting myself off time. Like, and again, I don't practice enough. I probably should, but.
Dude, the other thing I noticed is these guys that are really good at double kick are really in shape.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm like okay,
Yeah.
well, I got these
Because you're
flabby
literally
thighs.
running. You're running.
Yeah.
You're running.
You're
by-
basically
while
running
sitting.
while sitting.
While sitting.
And I do it, and I'm like, oh, it burns.
Their calves are
Your
probably
calves?
massive.
But my calves, actually, I got some decent calves because I've played drums my whole life.
Yeah.
But it's like in here, like right in here, right in this
Yep.
region right here.
Not so much here
Not
or
here so
here,
much, but
but
no,
right
ship shape.
here. Oh, ship shape.
See, I knew it. See, Richard. But yeah, man. What I don't even have that Discord thing up. What else you got going? Since you actually have some prep for my show that I didn't even.
Hey, I tried.
No, I
No, this is all
appreciate it.
her, man. This
I
is all
saw
her.
this-
She put this together.
I saw this on my way home. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, don't judge if you don't like any of the topics.
I want to talk about the PB and peanut butter and mayo.
I wanted-
saw
Okay,
this-
well, you brought it up, so let's talk about it.
I'll bring it up because I
Let's
saw
talk
it
about it.
recently.
Cue that.
Did you really?
Cue that sound.
I didn't see it in the wild, but I did see it in a movie. It was a movie,
Really?
and it was a
Was it
woman
half
that,
baked?
It was a movie. It was a woman that was pregnant in the movie, and she was making one, and they didn't even mention it. She straight up just made peanut butter and mayo, and they didn't, and you could tell, and they ate it, and they didn't even make any mention. Like it was just like it was common, just second nature to them. Like people are just going around eating peanut butter and mayo, like normalizing.
I'm going to
this
the
shit.
store. You want anything?
What is this? I'm sorry, I'm not a fan personally, but
Did you try it?
no.
I did.
And did you like
She
it?
did. That's why she put it on there, because she tried it.
I said I was going to try it. He said, no way.
No.
So I made myself a sandwich.
Okay.
I went in the bathroom and threw up. I wrecked
First
the
of
entire
all,
time.
Did you really?
I hate
No, I'm joking.
the consistency of
You
peanut
said
butter and
this-
jelly.
Yeah, you said this
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it.
Should have got crunchy.
Maybe that would help.
That maybe peanuts.
I don't know if I didn't put enough of
These nuts.
either one. Stop.
I'm sorry. It just felt like it went right there, right in the middle of you talking. It was a perfect timing.
Yeah, I think maybe I needed a little bit more mayo.
Yeah.
You
Because
just tasted the peanut butter.
you just taste, it's such a strong flavor.
It is.
Yeah.
But it was just, I'm not going to knock it, but I would never eat it on a normal basis.
As like a snack.
You
I
know.
would do peanut butter and
Is it
cream
like in a
cheese.
pinch? Yeah.
Peanut butter and cream cheese.
Well,
Yeah,
listen.
but it was just all so creamy. I imagine eating a peanut butter and jelly, you've got some consistency, like some kind of difference with the jelly.
Yeah.
It is.
This was two smooth surfaces mashing around.
Just kind of sliding away from itself.
I couldn't finish it.
From me.
And then the mayo just kind of like, if you let it sit out, it starts to separate the fat from it a little bit. You ever see
we don't.
that?
We don't eat that, bro.
Dude,
I eat that.
I couldn't tell you how many sandwiches I remember like my mom would pack. Not to go back to that. And I would like eat it, and I'm like, "What the sandwich has been sitting around all day. And it's lunchtime, and the mayo is like kind of separated.
What kind of mayonnaise did you get?
Dude, who knows? Probably like some weird
Organic.
Yeah,
but
I think all mayo does that if you let it sit out.
It does. It's because it gets warm and it starts to separate from with the oils. It's just the oil that's building up.
Well, like back in the day, you didn't have these cool insulated lunch boxes. You brought your sandwich with mayo
right
in a brown paper bag.
Yeah,
we talked about this in the last
or a
one.
tin can in a thermos.
Yeah.
No, I remember I think we talked about that. I think I mentioned this.
Trust
like,
me,
have
I
you
know.
ever
Yeah.
have you ever had like a peanut butter and like American cheese sandwich?
Peanut butter and American
It sounds
cheese.
gross.
I don't know if I can do that.
And I've put that together in a pinch one time.
Yeah.
And I thought about it before I did it, and I'm like, this sounds really gross. But then I started thinking, like, what other food have I ever eaten with peanut butter and cheese? And the only thing I can think of is those crackers, those cheese crackers, where it's a cheese cracker with the peanut butter in the middle, and they're so good. They're like the Austin brand.
Those are
crackers.
good, actually. Yeah,
It's like a Ritz cheese cracker with peanut butter in the middle.
Well, no, there's different ones. There's a peanut butter one and there's a cheese one.
There is. Well, there's one where it's just like regular cracker with cheese, and then there's one with regular cracker and peanut butter. The cheese cracker with the peanut butter.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay, it's a yellow cracker.
It's a yellow cracker with peanut butter in the middle. And my grandmother used to get them by the box from like Sam's Club. So like I just go in her cabinet and get a pack of them.
Oh yeah, they're good.
But dude, I there was a time I made a peanut butter and like American cheese, which isn't even real cheese, but I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. A peanut butter and cheese sandwich. It was different because it was bread. It wasn't like toast. But if you toasted the bread, it probably would have been better.
Probably.
It probably would have been with that crunch.
Oh,
but it tasted just like those crackers. Just it was smooth because it was like peanut butter and cheese, not a crunchy cracker in the middle.
Right.
But yeah, dude. I mean, peanut butter has got really. Peanut butter is definitely one of those ingredients that. It's got a strong smell and it's got a strong flavor. Dude, I can open up the peanut butter and the dogs come running.
Really?
And they just sit there and beg because they're waiting for me to give them some peanut butter. I'm like, this is mine. There is one knife. There is one bread of peanut butter left. This is my sandwich. Like, I'll eat the sandwich over the middle of the kitchen floor, and if anything drips, you can have it. But I'm not letting anything drip. I'm too.
Stingy.
I'm too on top of my game. I lick the side of my sandwiches, but when I eat them, yeah, man. Yeah, I even told her then too. I'm like, eat it again. It's good for you.
Well, I wish I had. I probably should have waited. I probably shouldn't even brought it up because I wish I had some peanut butter and mayo because we got to start doing some stuff on here, man. I got the cameras going. We gotta get these numbers up, man. Dude, our last episode only had like 11. I know I just posted it on Monday, but like only 11 plays, man. Come on, man. I know at least one of those are from me because I always listen back.
I haven't listened to it. I know she hasn't listened to it.
Only reason why I'm only listening back now because I want to put the timestamps in.
Yeah,
I'm actually really tired of listening back because I am listening back when I'm doing the editing. Yeah. It is me listening.
And I've asked you this before, but there's no way for you to like listen and like at least 1.5 speed when you're editing. Like you have to listen.
It has to be.
You have to catch everything.
Now what I can, basically. So like it's a lot.
You know what you could do, and I was thinking about this too the last time I was listening. But this is more work for you. But if you had like a crew, if you actually, I mean, I could do this if you want me to.
I've been wanting to say this because I know you've said this before, and I'll tell you why I haven't sent you any files. It's nothing against you.
Oh, I could tell you why because I haven't shared with you the empty folder yet to put it in.
Because I have everything, dude. Because I'm so I'm so ADD. I barely have a system down. And
Yeah.
I'm just afraid of things getting lost. Like I do everything through this app, so everything's in the app. So I know not shortcuts, but I just know what I've labeled things as,
Yeah.
so I can hit like a button or like a whatever
No,
symbol that's going to take me to that sound effect or whatever. So that's the only reason why I haven't been like trying to
Don't worry about that.
get anyone else involved in as far as like editing, because I barely got it together myself.
I understand. So
that's all I wanted to say.
So let me just make myself clear, because I may not have said this enough or loud enough. If you send me something, do not expect me to edit it for production.
Yeah.
If I do anything with it, it's just going to be for me and my learning.
Yeah.
I just want to learn how to do it. You see what I'm saying? Like, like just so I can learn and just kind of play around with it. And if I get good enough at it and you listen back to it and you like it, then do what you will with it.
Sure,
Don't feel like you have to use my work. Just the fact of me taking the time to learn how to do a new skill and learn how to like edit and put in post production and kind of like put something together.
Right.
That's all I'm looking for, man.
I got you.
And dude, I don't even actually need you to send me anything to do it with. I just
you could use anything,
I just felt like if I could learn if I could learn how to do it with our work, it might make your work easier on you.
Sure, yeah.
But no, what I was gonna say is, man, what was I gonna say? I was talking about.
Was it before?
Oh, what you could do to help with that process? You're talking about the timestamps. I could even do this if you want. I mean, like, but I mean, you might want to get your own system as well. Is just to keep a pad of paper down and write down. So like, if we're changing topics, so like tonight, like every time we start talking about something,
I need to
new,
be writing right now. That's
right?
What I need to be
exactly.
Doing.
Just write down the timestamp that you see right now. So like, what's the timestamp we're at right now? What's it say? Don't write it on here. All right, what's it say on the screen?
I don't know, because this is weird, man. I don't know.
Right there at the bottom, isn't it at the bottom there?
It's 13 minutes and 82 seconds, but it's also like, so this is, I don't know if that's from the marker. I don't know. I set a marker. Basically what I do, I have all the podcasts in one session. So in here, I have like every episode in one session.
Dude,
basically.
there is probably a way for you to put a ping or a tag live while you're like right now while we're recording. I see. Yeah, it's a mess.
It's all those episodes we've done.
That looks like the mind of somebody who has ADHD.
Yes.
That's exactly what that looks like.
Yes.
But my OCD would make me want to clean that up.
What it's done. Those episodes, I can actually delete all that. It's all on Spotify. All those episodes.
Well, don't do that. You want the raw.
Exactly, because what happens if something happens and Spotify is gone and everything here is gone. So,
but like there's probably a way that you don't even know about that you could probably like put a ping or a marker or a tag or something.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just click a button.
I'm sure there is. I just got to learn what it is.
Well, listen, even if you don't, let me show you something real quick. I'm going to blow your mind. Something you probably already know. Watch this. Let me show you this cool trick. If you take your phone and you swipe down from the top right, you click on your clock if you have it on your home screen. Go to your stopwatch, and you can actually just hit start on your stopwatch
at the beginning of the show.
At the beginning of the show, and then what happens is like we start talking about a new topic. Oh, we're talking about a new topic. You just hit the lap button. And then right there, and then see, so it says lap 1. That was 9.16 seconds.
Yeah.
So we talk about this for 20 minutes or whatever, and then I hit. Oh, we're talking about the Titanic. So I hit lap again.
See, this is the stuff.
And look, you could just keep adding laps, and you have all these timestamps. Now they're not labeled, but at least you know where the timestamps are, where things have changed, and you can go back to them and figure it out. Yeah. That would be a pen and paper though. If you actually had like you could write down like the general idea and then put a timestamp next to it.
Well, what really helps, that helps. But another tip is kind of clapping really loud, and then
it put the spark in the thing.
Puts a spark, and then you know that
okay,
like
in your wave.
That's an easier way of doing it, because now it's just recorded a spike, and then you go, okay, that was the end of that. But
you just edit it out.
It's so hard to do that in real time because you're you're in the moment and you're
Yeah.
talking and you're naturally going to it. This is why people like Three Bears and whatever, they have their own staff doing that shit, so they're not having to worry about that.
That's what I was saying. If we
We're
had
not
somebody,
quite there yet.
if we had somebody with us, they could actually be
Yeah.
keeping those notes for us and
Yeah,
doing
keep
all
the
that.
timestamps for us and
It'd be a good learning experience for Timmy.
and you can
It
pop
could
in
be.
every now
If
and
well, he can't come
if
out
there's
all
some-
the time, but
Yeah.
there's some sound effects on
Whatever.
there and
yeah,
sound effects
we
for
got your
us.
drum machine over there. You could like
dude, I can do so much if I
Oh,
just
man.
had the time. If I had the
a
time,
laugh track, dude. That would be great.
I could do.
I
laugh
would
track.
love a laugh track, dude.
I got so many sounds on that
Oh.
thing. I could do anything. I could do car crash sound. Oh no, we said that before. We can't do that. This is your drive home.
Oh yeah, that would not be
They're
safe.
not gonna do car crash.
That doesn't fit.
Ambulance.
It doesn't
got an
quite fit.
ambulance.
Right.
Ambulance.
Yeah.
The best thing talking about laugh tracks, Scooby Doo. They had a laugh track.
Yeah, they
I'm like,
did.
it was so weird
yeah,
to
back in
hear
the
on a
day.
cartoon.
It was weird. I remember being a kid. I remember being a kid and like, why? I remember asking my dad,
Who's laughing right
like, why
now?
are you
Right.
laughing?
Who's
Like,
laughing?
how is there a studio audience? It's a cartoon.
Studio audience for a cartoon.
How are they doing
They
that?
got people in the stands watching them
it's-
draw this
you wanna-
live.
Well, now I guarantee you that was a someone was smoking. when they
Oh,
thought
for
of that.
sure.
Like, oh, let's throw some laughing.
It was
in there.
Shaggy's idea.
Oh, for sure.
like Zoink Scoob.
That sounds that's far out,
Let's go get us some sandwiches.
dude. Did anyone
I
watch
like
that
sandwiches.
that Velma series?
No, I heard
Oh,
terrible things about
I
it.
heard it was the worst show.
I heard
and
it
then
was so bad.
then I
What
heard
was it?
Oh,
Velma, and it was
so
that
bad.
Mindy girl from The Office.
Yup.
Yeah.
She played Velma.
They
and
made it
They made her
very-
look like her, so she was like darker skinned, whatever.
Yeah.
And they made her bisexual or lesbian
Yeah.
or something. So they really.
Well, didn't she always give off those vibes?
Yeah, but
I
they
know.
they were pushing the whole
But she
homosexual agenda. Not that,
on a cartoon for
Yeah.
no, and I say that
And-
that was sarcasm, by the way. But in like, what is it? Is it the left or the right? I don't know.
Is it sarcasm?
No, I was
I was
being
right with you.
sarcastic, but I. Yeah, it didn't land well. Oh well, sorry. No, is it the left that's the liberals and the right is we're always right? They're conservatives. I don't know. I don't know who cares. I don't care. I don't care
I don't
enough
even
to even
know.
know. It's very liberal and it's very edgy and it really and it's supposed to be a kids cartoon.
I didn't
Again,
know that.
it's pushing like.
Well, it is
there-
HBO. You gotta
is it
remember.
HBO?
It's on
Oh,
HBO
maybe. Oh,
Max,
maybe it's an adult
which,
reboot. Then.
by the way, is now turned into just Max. It used to be HBO Max. Now it's Max.
Yeah, it must be like an adult reboot. I don't know enough about it. I don't have HBO Max. I've never seen it. I've just
Yeah.
seen clips about it, and I've seen people like reacting to it, which was like, oh my gosh, seriously? Like this used to be a kids cartoon. Like
All I heard was that.
I know people who still have Scooby Doo lunch boxes and stuff.
Well,
like
even the movies they did back in the early 2000s had innuendos in them. Like the one girl, her
Well,
name
so
was
did our
Mary
kid.
Jane that he meets on the plane.
so did
Yeah.
our
He's
kids
like, that's like my
cartoons, too.
favorite name. Yeah, he says
Right.
that. Like there's so many lines that are throughout those movies. So, and it's because of whatever they. I don't think I never really
like that
watched the
whole
cartoon.
scene and like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, like with the Scooby Doo team. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh shit! Whoops.
There
That's
goes
the
the
end
camera.
of that.
I'm doing a crossover. This doesn't even apply to what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I
was
mean,
trying-
but even watching kids' cartoons
Oh.
with Ben and Zachary when he was younger,
Yo, Gabba Gabba.
oh, those were bad.
That was trippy, dude.
but those cartoons,
They were really trippy.
they've got so many adult jokes, and kids are watching them. They don't understand, but you sit down to watch them with them, and it's like, okay.
You ever watch
And it's
Rocko's Modern
gotten
Life?
so much worse.
I used to before
You
those.
think that,
when
but I
was
think he was
younger.
bad back then too, though.
oh, like
We
Bugs
just didn't
Bunny
know it
and
when we were kids. We just didn't know it.
They used to. I mean, listen to like what's his name, Mater, saying he'll give his left two lug nuts in the Cars movie. I mean,
But right.
He's talking
but
about
hang on.
nuts.
I've talked.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
talking
No,
about
wait.
ball sacks.
Wait a minute.
Straight
It
up.
goes deeper than that, though, man.
I bet.
I think I may have talked about it on here before. I don't
That's
remember.
what she said.
But I've talked. I know I've talked about this with Kelly before. But like, dude, Cars goes deeper than that, man. Because if they're supposed to be like, what is it, anamorphic cars?
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
remember.
So like, if he's talking about his left lug nuts or something, think about that
we
as like a
know
body part. Like he's
we
talking
know
about like
what it is.
right. But it's
We all know
but
what
the
he's
joke
talking
goes
about.
deeper than that.
I
Like if you
know.
watch like Cars, what is it? Cars.
It
3?
is a brilliant joke.
If you watch Cars 3, Lightning McQueen
Probably
has
not
to,
like that at all.
Lightning McQueen has to test his skills again. He has to learn how to drive again, and he's like racing with all these bootleggers out in the woods, and they're throwing car parts out at him, and he's got to dodge them while he's driving in the woods. And it's like, these are car parts. These are like engines, tires.
Yeah, they're just throwing their engine at him.
No, but what is their engine? It's their heart and their brain. They're throwing body parts out of the back of a car, dude, and you're supposed to drive and like you're running through the woods trying to miss body parts being thrown at you. Oh man,
I don't remember it.
it's a dark
I know,
movie,
I keep
man.
dropping this. That sucks. I'm not gonna risk dropping that again. So that's out.
What's going on with that?
It's just not staying. It's supposed to just grip. There's like little grippers in here.
Do you have a
Supposed to stay.
like case on that?
Oh no, it's been lucky. Both times it did not
It ain't-
crack
it
or
ain't
Oh
anything.
my
lucky
gosh.
now.
I know. My iPad just fell twice.
Oh.
I did have a case. I should probably put it back on. I was trying
Listen.
to keep it sleek.
I think I'd like to take a break now,
Dude, yeah, let's take a break.
because I'm getting
in the-
really baking down here, dude. It's
Dude,
so
I-
hot.
It is. It's
I need
warm,
to
dude.
go,
Maybe I'll turn the air on.
I need
I'm
to go
sorry,
wipe
guys.
real quick if that's
I'm
okay.
so rude.
Not the air.
Listen.
Do you have like a fan?
Just a
to
fan would be
get-
cool. Yeah, dude.
I'll turn the air on because the vent for the air is right there. And it'll feel great. Trust me.
I mean, if you just got like a
I don't think I have a fan.
like a floor fan,
I don't think so, dude.
Yeah, he's got
I think I
sweat
might.
drum
beads coming
fan?
down.
Maybe.
you got a fan that you play when you play drums that you turn on.
No, dude.
Ooh,
I know I'm weird, man. I'm a different breed, man.
He's built different.
I guess. I mean, I'm sweating, man. I'm so anti.
I'm telling you, you're gonna have a puddle in your chair when I get up. I know my back. I know my shirt is wet. When I stand up, my back is gonna be wet.
You got that boob sweat going on?
Oh, I
man.
definitely got the boob sweat.
Boob sweat.
I said I'm gonna have to go wipe here in a second. so-
Ew! Ugh.
Dude, when you said you were taking a shower.
I did, yeah.
Just like I texted you, I was in the
Yeah.
shower last time you came over. Well, anyways, I was just gonna say real quick, like I noticed anytime I take a shower and I get out, I'm really hot. Like because I take hot showers.
I take cold showers, dude, because I
Do
sweat in
you?
the shower. Yeah, I
You
hate.
take cold showers,
Dude, for whatever it is, dude. No. Listen, when I say cold, I'm not talking
like
about.
room temperature,
I'm saying
like
like
the
I don't.
same temperature as a room. I can do that. Lukewarm,
I don't take a thermometer with me in there.
not cold.
I'm not
but-
saying I don't use any. Excuse me. I'm not saying I don't turn the hot water on at all. I'm just saying it is cold. Like if you were to feel my shower water, you'd be like,
Yeah, I would
that's a
not
little
like
too cold.
it.
No.
I
The
do it hot,
bathroom,
dude.
the bathroom is steamed when I get out.
Me too.
Now,
Me too.
when I shave,
Yeah.
Even in the summer, I don't care.
When
It's
I
hot.
when I shave, I do, and this is a problem with my shower in particular because we have some kind of regulator on the actual. We had a new shower put in about a year or so ago, and there's a regulator on there. So like if you flush the toilet, it doesn't lose water pressure. Well, it might use water pressure, but it doesn't lose temperature. So it regulates the temperature. So like if you turn the washing machine on, or like if you run hot water else somewhere else in the house, it doesn't
Yeah.
make the water cold, or vice versa. If you flush the toilet, it doesn't make the water hot because it's
Okay.
using the cold. So, but what I've noticed is it when I crank the water hot, because when I shave, I do use hotter water. I'm not actually in the water. I just use it to rinse my. I change the setting on the head
Yeah.
so it rinses the hair out of the razor, and I got a mirror and I shave in the mirror while I'm in the shower, whatever. But when I go to turn the
my
water
dream,
back,
man.
when I turn the water
Shaving
back
in the
down
shower.
to cool it off to take a shower, I think that regulator wants to keep it hot, and I almost had to turn the hot water all the way off. Like I turned it to where I usually take. Like I pretty much have it memorized where I like it, and I had to go all the way. I mean, it was like almost all cold.
Wow.
Just to get it comfortable for me because it was too hot.
The hot water in the house is hot.
I got
Yeah.
hot water too. I have it pretty hot.
Our hot water is it will burn you
Yep.
if you, yeah,
If you let it,
it will, yeah,
you keep your hand there long enough.
it will. It's just border. I think the setting says on there it is borderline scalding. Like one
Mine-
next step up would actually leave like second degree burns.
My tank is right there. It was like not upstairs. It wasn't getting hot enough. I barely turned it. hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so I might actually have to go back. I barely moved it, and it's almost too hot.
And we don't have a big tank either. We have a smaller tank.
Yeah, that's on.
And so keeping it, so the thing, again, this is in my brain. This is how I figure it. If you keep it hot with a small tank, you could just use less hot water, so it still lasts longer.
Yeah.
And that way you're not,
I empty my tank.
Yeah.
Every time.
When her son takes a shower, he takes a 45-minute shower. He takes a 45-minute shower and a bath. I love it. And then another. He takes a shower, bath. I don't know what he's doing in there.
He's a 13-year-old boy.
We know what he's doing in there. Then it comes out and his hair's dry. We know what he's doing in there.
He's playing his phone while in the shower. I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be washing your hair.
I know that these new iPhones are like water resistant.
Yeah.
I don't know if Timmy does this. I know he has done this, but he actually has a waterproof speaker that he takes in the shower with him.
Oh, wow.
But, dude, her son, Zachary, he takes his actual phone in the shower with him.
Oh, my God.
Puts it up on the window.
Puts it on the little ledge that we have.
And he doesn't have the new water resistance, so I don't know.
No, it is. I think it goes all the way back to
I don't know.
like a iPhone 8, I think. I think 9 and up or whatever it was. It is. Wow. It is water resistant. But dude, he was doing it when his phone was cracked and you could see the circuit board behind it. Like, what is wrong with you, dude? Do you not know how water works, man? Like, I'm an IT guy. I know I've taught you something in this past 8 years or so that I've known you. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Chinese, man. They got it down.
Chinese.
They know what's up.
Why does he go straight to China?
I don't know.
Oh, jeez. All right, yeah, man. I gotta take a shower. I gotta go.
Gotta go take a shower.
I gotta go take a shower and go dry off.
I gotta
I'll be right
stand
back.
up shower.
Yeah, I gotta. All
right,
that's all right.
We'll
I usually do stand up when I take a shower.
Yep.
Very rarely do I lay down and take a shower.
Okay, we'll be right back. All right, hang on.
So if you look at the list, the things that we talked about, I'm going to skip the first 2 things that we did not talk about yet. And talk about the last 3 that we didn't talk about yet. Just looking at the things that we did not talk about yet. Yeah, man, don't worry about it, dude. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, one of these.
If I get my iPad together, I'll try to figure something out too.
Oh, stop it.
We could have a
Dude,
third.
they're
Have a
everywhere.
threesome with
Whoa!
iPods, iPads.
This was very on the fly.
Pump the brakes.
Trying to get some video. It was very last minute decision. Whatever. Literally, I came home and I'm like, I got all these iPads. I got all these phones and stuff. Why not just
Yeah.
set them up real quick and hit record? But what were you talking about?
So yeah, I was talking, but you couldn't hear me. Hang on, she's trying to show me something. What, babe?
You're right.
It might be trying to
Save that one for last. It could be like your exit.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no. What I was trying to tell you. We talked about before, like ancient wisdom that we've gotten from Brother Dan in the past.
Yeah.
And so I was in the bathroom and I was trying to cool off, and I actually still use this to this day. This was like after, I think it had to be like a Sunday night worship service.
The same
You know-
paper towel to this day.
No.
Stop it.
Oh. Oh yeah.
So like with Pearlbury, you go down the back stairs. You called it a name of some kind of exit, like
yeah,
some kind of
the Irish eggs.
Irish exit. Sure, whatever. But we had a staircase on stage that was kind of hidden. You could like exit stage left, and you can go downstairs, go through the basement of the church, and you can come back up to the sanctuary and sit down.
Right.
So that way you're not disrupting service or like walking down the platform, down the stairs, or tripping on your dress or whatever. But in the process of doing that, we would always stop off at the bathroom. I'd use the bathroom. I'd cool off, and I usually got a suit and a tie on. I'm sweating. I'm
drinking a lot of that water.
Oh,
Man. That was the
dude.
best water, man.
Oh man,
That hit like nothing else.
the water fountain outside the boys' bathroom.
Ooh.
Oh, dude,
We
I don't know
just
what it
sit
was
there
about that
and just-
city water. It was great.
I don't know what it was.
It's all the lead that's in it.
It was
man.
so
It sweetens
cold.
it. It's the
You think
lead.
that's what it was?
Sweetens it. Yeah.
You're like,
But no, he told me he's like listen, he's like I guess he used to do this in the army or whatever.
Yeah.
I forget what he was in, what unit he was in, but it was Army or Marines or something, Green Beret maybe. He's like, your veins are like a radiator. He's like, so if you're hot, what you need to do is when you wash your hands, take cold water and run cold water up the inside of your arm.
Just on your wrist.
More specifically, your left arm because it's closer to your heart.
yeah.
But like your wrist all the way up, well, even up to here because it's more surface area. So man, I still do that, and now because I'm bald, I actually just get my hands wet and I'll just put it on my head.
yeah.
And oh man, what a difference! And it's
Yeah.
like I'll just let that sit. I'll get some paper towels. I'll dry my hands, and I won't even dry my arms or my head. That's what you asked me. He's like, dude, are you sweating that bad? No, I was just cooling off.
Yeah.
Like I could still feel it. I could still feel like the coolness like evaporating off my skull. But dude,
Like a
I
fireball.
use that at church every Sunday, man, because like I'm the hottest person up there.
Yeah, yeah.
and you're doing the most work.
After
You're
worship,
doing the
dude.
most work out of anyone.
Dude,
It's
and
very
did I tell you
physically-
about that the district rally we had? We had our regional overseer. He's over Virginia and Ohio churches. Church of God of Prophecy, and he's from Alabama. I don't know if he still lives there and he just works remote. But he came in. He preached Sunday morning as a revival service in the morning, and then Sunday night was a district rally. So there was preachers and their wives from churches from all over Ohio, like Northeast Ohio, like all the way out from like
Yeah.
Elyria, all the way out from West Virginia. People from West Virginia drove up that were close by. We had people from
Yeah,
all over
buddy.
Akron and everything. So the church house was full of preachers.
Oh,
So
yeah.
their boss was preaching to the preachers. So like it was
Right.
it was kind of an odd message because our special guest was preaching to preachers. So the
Yeah,
message
sometimes
was
you need
directed
that.
to and it was
You need that, man.
it was a needed message.
Preachers need to have to be
if-
pastored.
It was and it was awkward seeing some of them get up mid sermon. So it's like, well, I wonder if like their boss just made them mad because it's their boss up there. Their boss is preaching. Their boss is
Oh, you
preaching
mean
to
getting
them.
up to go to the bathroom or something?
No, the one dude left. He got up and got to the car, and then a few
Really?
minutes later, his wife grabbed the bags and walked out. It was weird. I don't know. I'm not bashing because I don't even know them. I've probably seen them before, but I don't even know who they are. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, dude, I was cooked that Sunday, man. Because we
Yeah?
played 5 songs in the morning, 5 songs at night,
Oh,
which is
wow.
not a lot.
This is like,
But I like the at night service. I didn't get a break between songs, and they were all upbeat, fast tempo songs.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm trying to get a drink of water, and I'm just like, oh, wait 1 minute, let's go. I'm like, what? I don't have time. I don't have like. And then I think the last song we did was When We All Get to Heaven, which is like almost a punk rock beat. It's like
I know what you
boom, tsa,
mean.
boom, tsa, boom, tsa, boom, tsa. It's all double time.
yeah.
And then I cut up on the chorus like when we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing there will be. Say it. That will be. And then I go to this halftime. When we all.
Oh yeah, you told me about this. You went halftime or something.
Yeah. So it's fun. I love it. Our guitar player loves it. I don't know if any of the old timers love it in the church, but I love it. I have so much fun with it. It's the only reason why I like playing that song. I do that with any of those double time songs. I just feel like I have to throw it in there. But dude, I was soaking wet, dude. I was hotter than I am tonight. It's a savor, dude. I'm telling you. So anytime you're like sweating and you're hot, remember it. Remember what Brother Dan said. Put cold water on the inside of your arms, on your wrist, or right here in your other. Like I just get my whole forearm wet. Really, I get my whole.
What does
up
he
to the
mean
elbow.
by his arms are like a radiator?
Your veins? Because
are like
your
a
veins are right on the surface of your skin.
But you got veins everywhere.
Yeah,
not just here.
but you're essentially
I mean, I know there's a lot.
so your veins take blood back to your heart.
Yeah.
So you see all the veins on your arms. So like if you got cold water on your arm and you're cooling the blood in your veins and that blood's going back to your heart, it's going to cool your internal body temperature. It's going to cool your whole body off to kind of because you're cooling your blood more or less. You're cooling your blood off and you're sending it straight to your heart from your arm. So I mean, it's not like but like 1 to 2 degrees, it definitely makes a big difference, you know. And now that I'm bald, I can just slap some water on my head and be good. But yeah,
It does work. I'll vouch for it. My aunt taught me that.
yeah.
Wow.
And you should see her in a bald wig. Oh man,
See, I've never thought of
What?
bad joke. Yeah, we need a laugh track for that. Where's that laugh track at, Ryan? Where's that?
I
laugh
got the
track?
cricket one for that one.
Yeah, right.
Want to remember that shit.
Yeah, clap. Yeah, mark that real quick. Clap on that one.
No, that was good. Yeah, man. I don't know. That's weird. I kind of like am annoyed that the camera stuff didn't work, but that's all right. Man, I want to get more guests on here. I want to get. I'm talking to Grayson, my friend Grayson, who played drums for Aaron Carter before he died.
Grayson, did he go to youth camp with us?
You remember Grayson?
Black
You probably
guy?
remember- yeah, same guy.
Very good chops.
Yes.
I remember he was really good on the drums. I used to love when he played at like Winterfest or camp meeting or whatever.
Camp and stuff.
Yeah,
He's really good.
Yeah.
And he played for Aaron for like years, all the way up
Aaron.
until recently.
Aaron
Aaron
Neville?
Carter.
Aaron Carter.
Yeah.
Nick Carter's younger brother.
Oh,
Yeah, and
oh.
As you know, he passed away like late last year. Actually, it was like right when I started this thing. I actually talked about it on here.
I didn't even realize that he died. I
didn't?
saw something about it, and I said, "Wait,
Yeah,
is
it
that
was
like a
big.
fake news thing?" Or
Yeah.
and I googled it, and whoa, okay.
It was real. Yeah, it was sad. Yeah,
So
he had a lot of issues. I mean, he is
real news.
Yeah.
Real
child
talk for me.
actor, child star. You know.
So real talk. Not trying to like bring down the vibe, but I'm about to.
I did.
So real talk. I told you about my grandfather who was in the hospital with his leg.
Yes.
I think I mentioned a few times on here. So he actually had he went to the hospital February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in the hospital since then. They ended up amputating his toe.
Oh.
Sent him to rehab right down the street from me, actually. still infected, having some more problems. Went back to the hospital. They took more. They did more surgery, cleaned it up. Was doing rehab. Was walking to the bathroom and everything. Like he was doing good, making progress. I guess the infection came back. They put stents in his leg and everything. Still bedridden. They ended up taking him back to Marymount. They ended up amputating his foot, right between the knee and the ankle, halfway up. And yeah,
that high?
Yeah, but however, the good news, it was actually more good news than bad news. Yeah, it sucks. They took his foot. It sucks.
Yeah.
But because the infection was so bad, and because he wasn't getting enough blood flow to the foot, it actually took all the infection off, and it wasn't an open wound. It was sealed up. They had some skin, flipped it over, stapled it, whatever. So it looked weird. It looked real funky. As somebody, as an amputee. It doesn't look natural. Oh man, where's your foot at? But it actually looked good as far as like a wound goes, because it was an open wound.
Right.
And the way they did it, they were actually able, once he was healed and up and walking again, they said that they can actually do an implant into the bone on the bottom of it, to where he can screw a foot on, so he can actually have a foot and actually be able to walk on it.
Wow.
So he was doing good. Like it was looking good. He was feeling good. The last time I went and seen him, I may have mentioned this on the last podcast. That hasn't. I don't think it's came out yet. Or maybe you said it did.
I think so.
Me and my son went there to visit him, and dude, I ended up having to trim up his mustache and clip his fingernails for him, which was kind of awkward for me, but I didn't care. He needed it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then while we're there, it was the nurse came. He was like, "Okay, you ready to go?" And he's like, "What? What?" I was going, "Oh yeah, he's leaving." I was like, "He's leaving?" I was like, "We just got here. I just came to see him." And he's like, "No," he's like, "The transport's supposed to be here at 6:30. It's 10 after 6, and it's supposed to be 6:30." So they were discharging him from the hospital to go back to rehab, which is also great news. Okay,
yeah,
all good things. It sucks. He's been in the hospital since February 15th.
Yeah, but that's
terrible.
Good, man.
Right.
How old is he?
79.
Okay.
He was going to be 80, I believe, in October.
Okay.
I think, if I remember correctly. And so my aunt from Tennessee, she had a flight picked or whatever. She was coming up on the 7th of June. Mm-hmm. So she came up, and so I've been helping my grandparents out since February, giving them rides, taking my grandmother to pick up her meds, taking her to the store, pick up stuff when I can. Me and T cut the grass for them, help her out, changing out windows and stuff at the house, just doing what we can.
Yeah.
Because they really don't have anybody up here. But my aunt came up, and she's been up since the 7th. And last weekend, I'm in church. I'm actually in the middle of worship. I'm actually playing, and my phone starts. I put my phone down to where if I do get a text or call, it doesn't, because I had the flash, so I don't want the whole platform flashing. So I have it kind of buried. But I'm like, oh, that's annoying. She knows I go to church, so I sent her the voicemail. She's left me a voice with, "Hey, call me back when you can." And I text her. I'm like, "I'm in church. I'll call you back. Whatever." On my way home, and she's like, "Hey, Timmy, it's your aunt." He's like, "What's up?" He's like, "Well, I got some bad news." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Are you sitting down?" I'm like, "Yeah. Yeah, Grandpa passed away last night, early this morning, in the middle of the night." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "How? What? Why? What happened? He was doing so good. I thought, what's going on?" She's like, "Yeah, we all thought he was doing great, and I guess he had COVID a few weeks back, and after he came out of quarantine, that's when me and Timmy took my grandma up to go see him. Yeah. So he was clear, and ended up getting double pneumonia from complications from that. Come to find out, the infection was already spread into his veins and into the inside of his leg. And so even though they amputated it, there was still pieces of the infection there. Oh, wow. So even with all the medicine and everything, it was just too much, and they said there was nothing he could do. He was having a hard time breathing. They had to intubate him. I guess he said, "Yeah, he's not gonna make it. You need to get up here." Yeah. So my grandma and my aunt, I guess they went up there 10 o'clock last Saturday, and he went peacefully, I guess. I mean, He fought, man. I mean, I actually got into a couple arguments with him and got in his crap because he was complaining about how much physical therapy they're putting him through. And I'm like, dude, that's what you're in here for. Like, you're not in here to just lay in the bed. You're in here to get up and get moving. Like, your goal is to get up and get to the bathroom. Like, you don't want to just be sitting here using your bedpan. Like, he you know, he's an older guy, but he's always had good stories. He'd always tell you about all kinds of different stuff that he went through, but it's just kind of weird, man. It's like, this is my first. I know you and I talked about this. I've had all 4 of my grandparents. This is my first grandparent that has passed.
Dude, I'm really sorry, man. I didn't know that. That's awful.
No, yeah, I know. I
it's not easy. It's not easy. It's never easy. It's I mean,
it's weird. No, you know what it is? It's kind of weird because I was telling Kelly this when I was getting ready. I was in the shower talking to her. She was getting ready. She was doing her hair while I was in the shower. And I'm like, it was weird. As I was sitting there trimming up his mustache, like, and I actually didn't mind doing it because he was complaining about how he didn't shave in like over a month.
Oh, man.
Dude, he looked like Santa, dude. I mean, he was just like really skinny Santa because he lost a lot of weight being in the hospital. But like, dude, his mustache was like, he's like, oh man, he's like, I keep feeling like I got hair in my mouth. I'm like, yes, I know. It's like, I just shaved the other day. Like, I know the feeling, Gramps. I know it, dude. Yeah. I'm like, let me clean that up for you. Like, I'm like cleaning it up and like, I'm like telling him like, make your O face, your ooh face. And like, it was weird because like, as I was like trimming him up, it was like, I felt like he was like his eyes, he was like staring at me. And it's like, I almost felt like this, like, he was saying goodbye, or like I had this like weird feeling that like this is the last time I'm gonna see him.
This is a moment.
Yeah, it was a moment.
Yeah, you noted that.
It was weird, but like I kind of just ignored it. I didn't let it bother me. I trimmed him up, made his mustache look good. I would have did his whole beard, but we didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then Grandma got him these new ergonomic, arthritis fingernail clippers. I'm like, dude, these things are actually pretty nice. I like these.
Yeah.
You could have them. I'm like, nah, I got my own, whatever. You always want to give you some, But his fingernails, dude, his thumbnails look like he played guitar.
Yeah.
Like, you ever like have long nails and then like you play and then they start growing funny, but they start growing like to the side where the strings. I'm like, Grandpa, what have you been doing with your thumbs, dude? Like, you've been in the hospital since February. So like, I cleaned him up real good. I trimmed him up, made him look nice or whatever. And then, I helped him pack all his stuff he had up. And dude, that was it. That was the last time I seen him. And I was telling him how me and T cut his grass and how I seen all his fishing poles up in his office that he has. Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, you could have any fishing pole you wanted. Just don't take my fly poles. And all he had in there was fly poles. So there was like 2 regular fishing poles we got to pick from.
Yeah.
Timmy grabbed one. I was hoping he would be able to go catch a fish with it when he went on vacation. And he didn't because of the weather. I was going to take a picture and send it to him. He texts. He gets pictures. Yeah. My grandpa does. It never happened. So I kind of feel bad about that.
I'm sorry, man. Dude, I'm going to cry, man. I'm sitting here thinking about my grandpa. My cousins came up from out of town from Nashville.
Yeah.
And my cousin Gina, you probably remember her.
Yeah.
She has like a 6-year-old daughter. And this was like
Gina is Gary and Sheila's daughter, right?
Yeah. And she has like a little daughter, and last time she saw her, she was like so little. And we got all these pictures of them. Like, he was like on the ground coloring with her and stuff. Really cute pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when she was like so little. And she was gonna come up and see her papa, and like, and it was so sad that she didn't get to see, like, it was so weird because they were planning to come in town, and then he died. So they came in town for a funeral and didn't even know it.
Oh, wow.
And here she's like so young and doesn't understand.
Yeah.
That. And she's so smart. Dude, my grandmother passed away when I was 5, and I was so young. I didn't understand death. I didn't understand being sad was. So I don't remember crying.
But you got to sit in the beanbag chair.
He doesn't know that reference.
You have to.
Oh, sorry.
It's a John
an inside
Mulaney.
joke.
It's a John Mulaney stand-up.
Okay,
His newest one.
Yeah.
But yeah, he.
Sorry.
It's just like I don't know. It's like, man, come on. She just wanted to see him, and like that's what made me sad the most, was that she just wanted to see her papa. That made me sad.
How old was she then?
She was maybe 5. But what was crazy was when she came in town, she was like, she knew. That's how smart she is. Like she knew that he was gone. She saw
Just from
she
hearing
was at the
everybody,
funeral
all
and
the- all the
stuff, and she was
adults
like,
talking,
crying
like-
and stuff.
Yeah.
She's so very beyond her age. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean,
she's-
your cousin probably talks about him. You know, they probably had conversations of some sort. She probably has an idea.
Oh, she
of,
remembers him. She
You know what
was
I mean? Yeah.
She was expecting to see him,
Yeah.
and not like that.
Yeah,
I
right.
hate to say it like
Right.
that, but not to
Right.
see him in a casket. I mean, it was something else. But
Did he pass away unexpected? And
It was.
they didn't know. Like you said, they came to visit,
yeah, they were
but
coming
instead,
in town,
yeah.
and he got sick, went to the hospital, and it was feeling fine. And he was like, "I'm gonna go home today," and had a
Yeah.
heart attack.
Oh,
That same day that they were gonna release him.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, I think it's because he got the COVID shot. He
Probably.
I looked at
They
his
said
CDC card. It said he had got the booster shot days before he had his heart attack.
Oh, maybe.
Dude, I fucking guarantee it.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
He's 86 years old getting a booster. He's lucky he didn't drop dead with the first one. That means he already had it once. Then he went for the second one. Then he was getting this booster. Or maybe that was the second one. I don't even remember.
The booster is the third, I think.
Did you guys
Yeah.
get vaccinated? I'll ask you.
I
guys.
did. I got
I know
the
you
first
did.
two.
I know you did. How about you,
Um,
Kelly? Did you give it? Did you take
I-
the needle?
I did not want either of them.
Yeah.
But our
Me
job
neither.
said, you don't get your shots, you lose your job.
Yeah. Everyone else, same here.
Which is
It's-
so illegal, really. It
As
is
soon as
so
I got-
illegal.
As soon as I got the first one, I had to wait 3 weeks or whatever it was to get the second, and they changed the rule.
Yep. Yeah, they started changing shit, flip flopping,
Yep.
And I was like,
Yep.
seriously?
flip flopping shit.
You don't have to wear a mask to go to Cleveland Clinic now.
Oh, they were the last hospital to change that
Unbelievable.
The
rule.
one by me, I went into my doctor's appointment like a few weeks ago.
Me too.
Had my mask on. They're like, and I walked in. They're like, oh, and
No
nobody's
one
got a
had it
mask
on.
on.
No one had
Yeah.
it on.
And then I walked in, and the nurse is like, "Oh well, just to let you know, you don't have to wear a mask if you don't want to. You know, by all means, if you feel like you want to, you can." I'm like, actually, I was
Ridiculous.
like, I think I got a defected one because it's like poking me. Something's poking me in my face. I would have wore it, but it was like it felt like needles. I don't know if it was my mustache,
Oh, it is. When you have facial hair and it's just
But it usually
pushes
doesn't do
into
that,
you like a
though.
porcupine.
but it
hurts.
didn't. It doesn't normally do that to me. Like usually, it's a bad mask.
different masks.
Whatever.
Different masks, man. I've worn them all, man. I wore so many. The
Yeah.
county we had to wear them every
Yep.
day. I had to wear them. It sucked.
Yeah,
And I
but-
was telling people to wear masks. They were
Oh,
screaming,
jeez.
Oh.
screaming in my face. They're not going to wear a mask. I feel their spit hitting my eyebrow or whatever. I'm like,
That's a Karen.
this is
I
great.
remember. I can't imagine what you went through with the county because you get all shades of characters come down there.
It was awful, dude.
It's like
I just told you today what I went through.
they're like you probably got people coming down there who break the law daily, and this is what you want me to do is wear a mask. Like, screw you. It's
Oh.
like that's the worst. Like, that's the least of the crimes I've committed this week. What are you talking about? Wear my mask? I ain't wearing my mask.
They
Screw
had
you.
a person. I thought the most wild thing, beginning of this, a security guard was killed because he
What?
told someone to put a mask on. How ass backwards is that? We went from someone, you got to be on the lookout for someone with a mask on, to telling someone to put a mask on and them killing your ass
Wow.
because you
Right.
told them. That's how crazy and,
Wow.
and like enforcing it. Like it was amazing because I would see people come in with a mat without a mask, or I'd talk to them without a mask. I couldn't remember if they had a mask on or not. Did I just talk to that person? Did they have a mask on or not? It was
Yeah.
starting to becoming so weird and normalized to talk to people with masks. I couldn't remember. Did I just talk to this person with a mask, or did I actually see their whole face?
I
Mike-
think
I
think
can't
it's strange-
remember.
I think it's strange how I can
It's
still recognize
crazy.
people with a mask on.
My cousin had a baby in April, and a doctor came in to visit, say congratulations.
Yeah.
My cousin looked at her and goes, "Oh, hey, how are you? You don't know me?" The doctor's
Yeah.
like, "No.
Yep.
You have been seeing me for the past 8.5 months." She had no idea who her patient was because Sarah had to wear a mask
Yep.
the entire time. I'm like, oh my God. Like, you couldn't even recognize from the eyes
Exactly.
that you've
it was
been
hard. It
Yeah.
was hard.
Like if you met
Yeah.
somebody with a mask,
The eyes-
that I understand.
It was a
Yeah.
good look. Everyone looked good from the eyes up. Everyone looks great.
They take
think-
it down. They
think
got
that's
like
It starts to
hillbilly
get
teeth.
worse the more
There
you
was
take
a
the
there was
mask down.
like a parody rap song that I remember hearing. Like it was like talking about like take your mask off. Or
It was
something.
on SNL.
Is that
wasn't
what it was?
I
it
think
was.
so.
I think it was. But I mean, yeah, meeting somebody with a mask is totally different. But like
Right.
people, like I remember
Dude.
going to work, like I could easily identify anybody that I work with
Yeah.
Talk about
with the mask on. But like if it's somebody I've never met before, like that's, yeah, I can see. How,
Dude.
I could see that. I could see how the doctor wouldn't know who she is.
going on a date and meeting someone with a mask on.
Well,
That's
at
what I
work-
went through during the pandemic. I would go on on a date with someone, meet them. We both had masks on,
It's weird.
and I'm like,
It's a true blind
and,
date.
and then you take it off, and you're like, oh hey, and you see, well, basically. So I met this girl. We met at the mall, and I didn't see her face until we sat down to eat inside
Yeah.
of a Panera inside.
Wow.
And we're sitting. I'm like, oh, okay. I knew what she looked like already, but I'm like, I didn't know because in person, you know how that.
Yeah,
works.
right.
So I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, but so yeah, that was a weird thing to go through.
You know what's really weird, so at work, because we have some students that have special needs, some of them are deaf and can't hear. So we have speech pathologists and speech therapists that work at the school. This one school in particular, I just recently, probably within like the last couple of months, I seen her. She still wears a mask, and she wears these masks that are see-through at the mouth. And it's like cotton or whatever
Yeah.
fabric around the outside, but it's got a window cut out for her mouth, so that way her
Can read lips.
deaf students could read her lips.
Yeah.
And like also not even deaf students, but also like when you're working with a student with like a speech impediment or something, you need to be able to see the other person's mouth
Right.
so that you can see how they enunciate or how they.
They didn't
pronounce
think
words.
about that at all. They didn't
No,
think
they did.
about
I
that.
remember that being a thing. I remember that being like part of the conversation of like PPE, protective or personal protective
Equipment.
You
equipment.
didn't
is
hear
what they
about
call
it a lot. I'll say that.
Well, probably not for you, but
No.
for me, I did. For me, it was
Yeah,
it was
for
a
sure.
it was a subcategory topic, but
Right.
it still looks weird though. Like
It does.
She walked up to the front. I was at the front main desk helping out, and she walked up to the secretary, and I'm like, "What are you wearing?" Like, first
I bet
off, you
that
don't need a
looks so
mask,
weird.
but I mean,
You just
it's,
have this,
if you
like,
want to wear,
see her lips.
yeah, it's like if you want to wear a mask, you can't. I mean, no, you see her face,
I'm sorry.
and then you just see this like shroud over her like nose and her chin, but you can still see her. Like her upper lip, bottom lip. Like you can still
Got a
see her
pretty
mouth. It was just
mouth.
weird. No, this lady does not have a pretty mouth.
Ah,
No, it's just weird. It was just like it just looked really awkward. It was really weird.
wow.
When I took my kid to the doctor, he had to go. Oh, I don't even know what it was. He went to the ENT, and she had to do some kind of procedure.
It was when he got smacked in the head with the golf club.
Oh,
Probably. Oh, yeah.
we have like ringing after it.
No,
When Timmy broke his nose with
he
the
broke
golf
his
club.
nose.
Ooh, God.
This was
Accident.
last summer.
Ew.
Yeah, he shattered his nose. Didn't cry. He took it like a champ.
Wow.
They were teeing off in the backyard at my dad's house because we got a double backyard. My grandparents right next door, and Zachary was being goofy and thought it was funny and like snuck up behind him. I guess I don't know what the deal was. I
He was
didn't
just
see it happen.
standing behind him.
And so Timmy swung the club and with the follow through came in and smashed the side. It could have been a lot worse, but broke the orbital bone of his eye and broke like his nose. And yeah, he had to go in and get reconstructive surgery because they said either
Damn.
you don't have to, but
Yeah.
it's better that you do it now that you're young because you'll
Yeah.
you'll heal more nicely. You'll probably have more problems in the future if you don't do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was, dude. His eye was so bad, dude. It
that's
was
rough, man.
straight black and blue, swole shut like
Dude.
the next 2
Yeah.
days. Oh.
Yikes.
But when we went into the doctor's office, the lady came in with her full-on mask. She had the face shield
Yeah.
over everything. I mean, she
Over the
looked.
mask.
It was a clear shield over the mouth, and then a clear shield over her face. So
Wow.
she was completely covered.
Wow.
Dude,
It just looks so weird.
when I went and got my tags renewed, not this past week, which was 2 months past due. The last time I went and got my tags, it was right in the middle of COVID. I remember the lady. She was a heavyset lady. She had a mask, a face shield, and she's behind glass.
Yeah.
And I could not hear a word she was saying. I'm like,
I bet
what?
not.
What?
Dude,
what?
how do you think I feel,
What?
man? I can't hear
What?
shit when someone talks.
And like,
me,
and she had like an accent. Like, so
Oh,
like it
doesn't
was
make
even
any
harder.
sense.
I'm like, what are you saying, lady? I'm sorry. Cannot hear what you're asking me right now.
Ugh.
And they're not polite. They're all rude. They're all so short because they think that you
Where
know.
was this at again? I'm sorry.
The BMV. You know,
Okay.
when you go to there to go get your tags renewed for your car.
I always get nice ladies. The one
Yeah,
on
me too.
Rockside.
I think
too.
it's because
I always
I'm
have
nice, they're nice.
Yeah.
But if you sit in the waiting room and you listen to the way they talk to everybody, most people that come in there, they are not that friendly.
Well,
Maybe it's just because you're friendly to them and you know what you're doing, but there's so many incompetent people that come
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I
Dude.
couldn't imagine having their job. Like, I know I would. I probably would be the same way, just to a
I
degree.
know the feeling. I know their
You know,
feeling.
it's just like, and then
People
it's like
not
they're
using
incompetent, but
any
they're
of their
like
common
they are
sense.
so confident in their incompetence.
no.
They're so confident in being wrong. It's like, no, they're telling you what you need. You need to go out and get that paperwork, or you need this or that and the other. And it's like, no, I don't. I got it right here. Why? I
You
don't
didn't.
understand. I got to get back in line. What? Oh, I don't understand. It's your fault.
Dude,
I'm voting for Trump.
that's crazy.
I'm joking.
It's crazy, dude.
Vote for Biden.
I'm so bad with customer service, any type of job like that. Customer service.
There's a
never-
skill, dude. It is a skill.
Never I don't know how to handle people. I'm
Yeah.
not good at it.
Yeah.
I don't do well with confrontation. I don't.
I
don't,
make sure that I make a big deal about that on my resume because customer service is so hard to come across.
It is hard, dude.
And the
I
fact
worked
that
at-
my background is
People can be
IT,
impossible.
having IT and customer service at the same time is like mixing oil and water. Like most
Yeah.
IT guys are like very introverted. They,
Oh, for
they
sure,
They're not
yes.
talkative. They're not
Right.
So to be able to have that skill to like talk to customers and explain to them what's wrong with their PC, and then turn
Right.
around and go talk to the field tech and tell them like, yeah, they need an upgrade of RAM, or the OS is corrupt, or they need their hard drive crashed, and like the customer has no idea what they're talking about. Do I turn the monitor on? I'm like, the monitor. Like, yeah, the monitor. It's the monitor's not. They're talking about the computer. Like, that's not the monitor. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the hard drive ain't on. I'm like, that's the monitor. Like, what are you talking about? Like, just those
Dude,
little
that's
things.
so-
It's
that's
hard.
so hard, dude.
It is. It definitely takes tact for sure.
I worked down at Steelyard, Payless, before they filed for bankruptcy
Oh,
for
wow.
10 years.
I didn't know there was one down there.
There was.
Is it
There's
where?
a lot of stuff.
Where was it next? Was it next to like the?
GameStop.
No,
Ah.
GameStop's at the end.
It's on the
At the
same
very
strip
end.
though. It's on
You
the same
had
strip,
Old
though.
Navy, Bath and Body Works.
Okay.
It was next to, there's a shoe place down there.
I'm acting like I know where everything is down there. I haven't been there in forever.
Yeah. But whew, that was rough.
I
And I
bet.
definitely, I came into some people, I have stories, but I
yeah.
don't want to get into it. But I definitely learned some skills
Yeah.
working in customer service.
How did you learn the skills? Was it more like, okay, let's
Learn-
not do that again?
Yeah,
Learn from
pretty
your
much.
mistakes.
You learn your lesson,
Yeah.
You don't tell
That's
a
what I'm
customer,
noticing.
hey, you're being a,
I learned. I
Exactly.
learned when I worked.
You got to defuse. That's
you got
the
to
best-
hold your tongue,
you
count to
defuse.
10. Yeah.
When I
Don't
worked.
say
When I
anything.
worked at Arby's, I actually learned the heart model there, and then I got a job a few years later at the Cleveland Clinic, and I guess they said it was their own in-house thing. I don't think it was, but they.
So yeah, you're saying about Arby's and
There's some slight technical difficulties there. The recording session, but yeah, don't want to end like mid thought there, but the heart model. So I actually learned that when I was at Arby's. When I got to the clinic, they taught us that, and then when we started working here at the district, they actually hired the clinic to come through, their heart team to come in and teach us and train us on the heart model. And what the heart model is, if you don't know, it stands for HEART, hear, empathize, apologize, resolve, and thank. So you're supposed to hear the person's complaint, hear what their problem is, and then empathize with them. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, or well, that's more of apology. Empathize. Yeah, I can imagine that's really hard to go through. That's really, you know, I can only imagine how frustrated I would be if I was going through that. And then you apologize. I'm sorry that you have to go through this. I'm sorry that you've had to go through so many people and the runaround and blah, blah, blah. And then you resolve. Let me see what I could do to fix this for you. I know a couple people that specialize in this area, so I could probably, you know, find somebody to help you figure this out. And then thank them, you know, because you want to make sure that they know that if they have another problem in the future, that they can come back, and that you know you're willing to help and you're willing to hear them out and hear their problem. I've had that happen to me many times, writing emails to principals where I just want to give them a one-liner with the answer. And then I have to go back and have to go be like, thank you for reaching out to me with this. You know, I appreciate you taking, you know, like I do have the answer for you, you know. So that way I don't feel like I'm just like being short and just throwing the answer out to them. Like you're bothering me. Like I want them to know that, like, hey, if I have a problem, you can come to me. I'll help you solve it, you know. And it just kind of helps with the whole customer service piece.
Well, your DJ revolves it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to
right. No, that was a perfect line. But yeah, you mentioned it's a lot easier doing that on email or on the phone, but when somebody's standing in front of you yelling and screaming at your face.
Yeah, dude, I don't do well.
My biggest piece of advice for that is you can't take anything they say personal. Even if they personally attack you,
right.
You cannot get emotional. You just cannot get your feelings invested, because that's when you now turn into part of the problem.
Exactly.
That is so much easier said than done.
It is. It takes practice, and that's why I said the customer service is a tactful thing. Yeah. And being able to diffuse a situation, I mean, it definitely takes some skill and some experience. Like I could never imagine my son, my oldest, being able to deal with a Karen if he got a job at McDonald's coming from the drive-thru inside to complain about not getting her extra large fry or something, or missing order, and she's like getting mad and throwing things. You know, like, I don't know what he would do. I'm sure he's a nice guy. He probably would just stand there and be like, hang on, let me get my manager for you.
Yeah.
But like, that is what you would do. Yeah. But even still, like, you can't take it personal. Like, you can't be like, hey, listen here, you curly-haired freak, you little punk. You don't know what you're doing. Just some little high school. You pay attention to read. Like, I don't want him going home and, like, taking anything she's saying personal, like, and going to go home and, I'm quitting that job. People are stupid. Like, dude, you're going to get that in every job you go to. You're always going to find those idiots that just don't know how to control their emotions and just take all their bad day out on you, and you had nothing to do with it.
My mom taught me, never go in with a bad attitude. You go to the bank, you go to McDonald's, the shoe store. Yeah. Never go in with a bad attitude. You're going to get it back.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Everything in life is...
If their customer service department sucks, you are going to get it back. Yeah. Listen, I've made phone calls complaining. I don't do it often, but there's been times where I've complained, like with our internet when we had Huawei or whatever. I was on the phone with them multiple times, and I said, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I am frustrated. I have talked to 3 or 4 different people. I have been waiting. I have called multiple times. People have came up to my house. I'm being charged extra money for them to come out and fix it, and I'm still not getting the service that I paid for, and you guys are charging me extra. And it's like, and this isn't right, and I am frustrated, and I'm mad. I'm just letting you know right now before we even get into this conversation. I explained to you. Yeah. I'm not taking it on you. I know it's not your fault, but I'm letting you know I am frustrated. I'm extremely frustrated with this. I think that saves them part of the headache too, because then they kind of know what they're expecting. But again, I'm a nice guy. Yeah. Everybody ain't gonna be that way. So, it's man. Customer service. I do make sure, like, at least for me. Yeah. You know.
Every time one of those phone calls has to be made,
Yeah.
I point to him and say,
for
you
sure.
do it. I cannot.
For sure.
Especially over the phone, it's so much easier to be mean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be that person.
I know. Well, I feel like when I was younger, like in my early 20s, and I started off, because I worked in hotels and stuff, and I'd have someone like lash out at me, and I didn't even know how to respond. I was like, whoa, I've never had anyone act like that towards me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the more it happened, the more I'm like, fuck you. like, so it's like more like a wear on you. And,
Yeah.
And if you don't develop those skills, that's what happens. You don't know how to react, so you just react, and it's
But what makes it even harder is
not
that like
good.
if you do react, if it does get to you,
yeah.
and then you personally react, and then you end up taking that baggage home with you.
Oh, I know.
Because
you don't mentally punch out. You're still
because now you're ticked off, and you went home, and now you're ticked off about your day.
about some stupid crap.
Oh, it happened to me yesterday, and
I've
I'm
come
still
home-
festering about it.
Ah.
But I'm just.
I've come home from work and complained about things that have happened at work.
Yeah.
And usually the things that hurt the most, the things that's really ticked me off, is usually the people that I work with closest. If it's somebody else in the district, I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did me wrong, you did me dirty, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I know my boss has got my back. I know I did my work. My job is done. We're good. My bases are covered. But when it's like your own teammate who's talking crap to you in a meeting and like calls you out, like sometimes like that, and it happens. It's happened at every job.
Yeah.
I get it. Dude, it for me, I really have to bite my tongue
Yeah.
and just, let it ride because, hey, I can talk smack and talk crap with the rest of them, but
Right.
in a professional setting like that,
Yeah.
me throwing my, putting my gloves on and getting into the ring,
Right.
it's just going to make it into a bigger fight.
Right.
I'd rather just diffuse the situation and then address the problem later. Like I feel
Right.
like that's always been more successful for
Right,
me.
right.
And that's what I try to teach the kids too. Her oldest boy, I had this almost the exact same conversation with him yesterday.
Yeah.
It's
I bet
it's kind of anger management too.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's something you got to learn how to do. If you haven't had the opportunity or you've never had the chance to learn how to diffuse a situation, especially if it has nothing to do with you, but then somehow
Right.
you get roped in.
Right.
What am I even doing here? This has nothing to do with me.
Right.
Why are you
Yeah.
attacking me for? I didn't do anything. I don't
Exactly.
even know you.
Exactly.
And then it's like now you're trying to justify, but you still have a job to do. You're still there.
Right.
You're still on the clock. You're still the one that's responsible for handling the situation. So,
Right.
I don't know. It's definitely. I've said it multiple times. Tact and skill. Yeah, definitely. But it just doesn't come natural. It's definitely something you got to learn how to do.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like trial and error, big time. Just learning from mistakes. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that again.
No.
That didn't bode too well for me. Like, yeah.
The biggest thought in your head is, I got to keep my job. I got to keep my job.
Basically, yes.
I need this
Basically,
job.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, I got a busy weekend this weekend though too, man. I got tomorrow.
Yeah.
So tomorrow morning,
Mhm.
my youngest son, well, he's not my youngest son, but my middle son, he is getting his football. He's 7 and he's getting his football equipment. He's playing rookie tackle football this year for Parma.
wow.
So he's excited. I don't know what he's going to do the first time he gets hit. He's probably going to come with me and start crying.
No,
but he's
we
he's
won't.
getting fitted for it. No, he probably won't. Who knows? He's a bigger kid, so he's probably going to knock the other guy out. But
Mhm.
he's got his uniform and stuff tryout tomorrow, and
Nice.
then I have band practice at 10 a.m. Faith has cheerleading camp at 11, and then Noah has another birthday party at noon. And
Wow.
then Faith's
Jam-packed.
birthday is the 29th, so her birthday party's tomorrow at 4.
Wow.
Dude, I'm like, it's not even my weekend with the kids, but I mean, I'm still tag teaming because Nicole can't do it all. It's just too many things happening on the same day.
Yeah.
So I'm taking him, driving him around town. She's gonna take care of the cheerleading stuff, but Oh man, dude! And that's just tomorrow. Then Sunday, I got church in the morning, and then I'm leaving early to go to my grandpa's funeral service from 1 to 2, and then they have the service and then food after. But I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to stay for that because we already had plans months in advance for Kelly's mom and dad. Their anniversary dinner is also tomorrow.
50 years.
So that's from 2 to 6. And then my cousin's got his graduation party from 4 to 8.
Wow.
So, dude,
man,
I
you
got,
a
like,
busy
yes,
weekend,
all that
dude.
stuff happening.
Man.
And then I got family up from Tennessee that I haven't seen in a long time
Wow.
for the funeral, for the service Sunday. And then, like, dude, this month, it's got to be rough for my grandmother and maybe even my aunts. But, like,
Yeah.
my mom's anniversary for her death day was just June 21st this week.
Oh,
So like
wow.
my grandfather died Sunday and then my mom died Thursday.
So that was her
the
dad.
21st. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my grandma's probably like, I called her and asked her how she was doing. So
Yeah.
we'll see how the family is. And my aunt and uncle came up the other day. I seen him. He was over the house there for a minute and he was already all snookered up and emotional and everything. He was like, how are you? I'm like, I'm great. I just had a nap. I just come over. I overslept. How you doing? He's like, oh. And he's like my uncle, like by marriage. Like he's not even like by blood, but he's still. I think he's just kind of dealing with everything. But yeah, I get to see my cousins I haven't seen in a while. So
Yeah.
and funerals do that. So
Yeah,
I was going to
brings
mention this earlier when you were talking about your cousin. Like
Brings
you know,
people
it's
together, man.
it definitely.
It's not I mean,
my grandfather's sister passed away a couple months ago, and I got to see all of those relatives. Man, there was people. My one uncle who lives in Vegas. I haven't seen him in years, dude.
yeah.
They didn't even recognize me.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that you, Timmy? I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, yeah, I haven't seen you since you were.
Hey, some people,
Yeah.
some old folks, they look at funerals like a party, man. Let's get together. I'm not kidding, man. I know that sounds so redneck to say, but
No.
we're getting together. We're gonna have a good old time.
I'd
Come
like
on.
to get together and have a good time
Whatever.
Sunday, but I mean, I just got too much stuff going on.
I gotcha. Yeah.
I mean, it's
understand
like, I don't know, man. It's gonna be it's gonna be a tight next couple days, and then on top of that, I have some work that I've been working on the past couple of days that I was supposed to give to my boss today, and I'm not done with it. I don't know where I'm going to find time to do that. I got some data stuff. I got a data presentation I got to put together
Oh, dude.
for the new.
Tell him not to listen to this podcast.
Man,
for the new
I'm like
CEO.
so tired for you, man.
Dude, I don't even know when I'm going to be able to get to that, but I've been
Man.
working on it, and it's like
Dude, that
I'm not
sounds-
done, dude. I'm sorry.
That sounds like a monstrous load.
So Ryan,
Workload, I mean.
do you go?
Sorry.
Do you?
I was thinking
go-
food. I don't know what you guys were thinking of.
Yeah.
Food load.
Do you go to church on Sundays?
I
Oh,
do.
yeah. He
You
goes
do.
every day.
Well,
I
We're
was just
joking,
there
but not
today.
joking. He goes every day.
if you do me a favor and pray for my dad.
Aw.
On a sad note,
Yeah.
he has to have open heart surgery on Monday.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So not
Yeah,
only a
will
busy
do.
weekend, but it'll be a busy Monday.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll do. How old is he?
Need
What's
the
his?
praise. He will be. How old will he be?
70?
No, he was born in 51.
He's older than my grandpa.
74.
He'll be 74 in August.
I think my grandfather.
Yeah.
I think Papa was born in 54.
What?
I think
Really?
so. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken.
I thought Papa was like
Or
76.
47 maybe. I don't know. No, he's upper 70s. Papa
Alright.
is. I can't remember, but
Yeah, it just happened out of the blue. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, dude, a lot of sickness, a lot of health things going on.
Oh,
I'm
a
sorry to
lot of
hear that.
people I feel like kind of dying off.
Yeah.
It's almost like I had this like weird feeling. This is not true. This is not true. So please don't anybody take offense to this. But I feel like as I get older, I feel like the people in my life, like it's almost like you're cleaning your hard drive of like like people in your life are like starting to get like cleaned out
I
to
know
make
what you
more room
mean.
for the next generation.
No, I know what you mean.
Like
I know
I'm not trying to be offensive to
I know what
anybody.
you mean,
but
because
it's
you,
like
you go to the family get-togethers and this person isn't there now. Like my
Yeah.
grandpa's not there.
Like,
and
I'm
he's
thinking
always
of-
there.
I'm
And,
thinking
like,
of
it's just
my-
weird. But then now I also see a bunch of little kids there that weren't there when he was.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I know what you mean. It's
Making
almost
new
like The Walking
memories.
Dead. Like you just see
Making
this
new memories.
evolution of like the
Well, it was-
Israelites.
It was so weird when my grandpa died. I think he died 3 years ago.
but yeah, that sounds about right.
I think so. And he died, I believe, a week before his birthday,
Right.
his 90th birthday, I believe.
Oh,
And so it was in October or November, and a week later we had Thanksgiving. He always sits at the head of the table.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's
And it's
And
those little things.
We had to leave. I want to cry now thinking about
Aw.
it, but like we had to leave that seat open.
Yeah.
Aw.
Grandma couldn't sit there.
Yeah.
It was
It's weird.
It's
That's
so
weird.
That's
weird.
rough, man.
And it's those little things
Yeah.
that you don't think about when they're alive, like when the people that are
you don't
close
even
to you.
you don't miss it till
you
it's
almost
gone.
you almost feel exactly. You almost feel like you take advantage of it, but you're not. You're just living. We're all just living our life.
Man.
Yeah.
Like
Trust
I
me,
think,
man.
and like it gets me thinking, like my grandmother, like my nana. She's done so much for me.
Right.
I cannot begin to describe to you the empty void that will be in my life the day that she is
Yeah.
gone. Because like she does so much for me, my kids, my cousins, my dad, my uncle, like
Right.
just the family in general.
Man.
Like even for her and her kid, like
Yeah.
they're not even like technically they're not part of I mean, I'm dating her, she's my girlfriend, and she even goes out of her way for them, and it's like
Yeah.
I like again, I'm biased. She's my grandmother. I'm gonna talk her up, whatever.
My kid
But-
is still one of her babies. Like she
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like if you came over to the house and she's seen you, like you'd be like, "Hey Ryan, how you been? How you
Right,
doing?
right.
How's your mom? How's your dad? How's things going?"
Yeah.
Like like it would have been like
Right.
open arms, like
Right.
she's just like I don't know, man. Like I
know what you mean,
fear
man.
the day, dude, like, because it's just
Dude, it's like when you're young, they worry about you, and when you get older, you worry about them, and that's how it works.
Oh yeah.
That's just the way, the circle of life, if you will.
It was
I
just
tell
a
her, I said, you got like what's my youngest Faith? She's just turning 6. It's like, you got like another at least 12 years until she graduates, so you got to make it another 12 years
Mm-hmm.
before you can go. And like you can't go for another 12 years until
Yeah.
she turns 18 and graduates. Like you got to watch all my kids grow up.
Yeah.
But then, by that time, Timmy will probably have kids, and then he'll have great grandkids, and it's just like,
Oh.
Oh, wow.
just never die, But no, I
That's how
know,
feel
I
about
know
my-
it's gonna
my
happen
mom's-
someday.
My mom's dad, my grandpa, he's 95. You don't want him to go.
Yeah.
But he's 95.
he's
How's he
lived
got
a
in his new
long,
house?
good life.
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
How's he doing in his new house?
Oh, he's
Does he like it?
He likes it, and there was a bunch of issues. They had to get like the plumbing fixed,
Oh, really?
all kinds
Aw.
of crazy stuff. Yeah, that they had to fix. So he's living in my parents' house again.
Oh,
They'll be moving back again, but they bought him a
this
house.
is a new house. You mean you found out after the fact? After you guys moved? After he moved in?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
jeez.
have no idea. I'm not involved in that.
Yeah.
Other than
Yeah,
I
yeah,
helped
I hear
him
you.
move crap,
hear you.
and that was it.
Hmm.
I want
The
nothing
table that
to
I'm
do with
missing
it.
over. You had a table. over
Although
here.
it's probably going to be my house one day. Hey, here's another house in Lorraine if you want it.
I'm not driving out to Lorraine to do
No,
these.
dude, we're not
bro.
doing. We're
You're
gonna
gonna
keep
do
this
those.
here.
It'll be a Zoom thing or
Yeah.
something for sure. At
Yeah,
that
but-
point.
But yeah, man, this was fun. Thank you both.
Yeah, I'm
for
sorry
coming out. This
to
was
end it
awesome.
on like a somber
Hey,
note,
this
but I
will-
mean it's
all
it's
right,
what's
man.
going on
That's
in life, man.
It's
That's
life. Submarines.
That's what's
and
happening in my life right now. So.
Sadistic memes and stuff on the internet. It's crazy.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
another thing I wanted to say earlier is like, isn't it like sad how fast things I have a pretty dark sense of humor like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But come on, dude. Like, a little too soon, man. I'm seeing like, I saw the worst meme I saw was George Floyd's face on.
What?
On the submarine. Oh my
Oh, my
god.
That's pretty bad, right?
Too soon.
That's all of it too soon. All of it was
Yeah.
never. Don't do that.
Oh,
Dude,
What were people laughing about?
that's
this?
about as lame as FDR's legs.
I can't.
Is that too soon? Was that too soon? No. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here
all week.
all night, I guess.
All right. Well,
On that note,
yes. Yeah. Again, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you guys again. You're both welcome anytime.
Absolutely.
And we'll
Thanks,
talk to you
Ryan.
guys next time. So,
be safe, drive safe.
all right. Peace.